Yo, 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 sixth element of hip hop. What's good? I'm your host, Reno Noir. We got a good show for you tonight. Of course, we're gonna talk about the Acolyte and House of the Dragon and get it in and talk about them latest episodes. But before we hop into that, my man Sands is in here right now. And what's good, man? Let them know who you are.
Hey, what's going on, my brother Reno? Hey, first and foremost, man, congrats on the show, man. You've been grinding, bro. I love it, man. Just to see where you've been and where you at now, man. Amazing, bro.
Thank you.
Sans the Cookie Man here. For some of you who know me in the community, I slang comics, man. I do weekly, every other week comic auctions. I do talk shows like Wine and Cheese and Comics, Please, and also do kind of like y'all know Chopped on the Food Network. I do a show called Blank Cover Battles where I put some artists head to head and they go at it. But yo,
Dope.
my man Reno was talking some some acolytes. He was talking some House of the Dragons, and we got some other mess going on with the community we want to dive into. So I was like, definitely hopping on with my brother tonight. Appreciate
Yeah.
the invite, big dog.
Yes, sir, man. Definitely great to have you, man. Have you back. You've been on the show a few times, man. Salute to
Sir.
Corey in the building, Marshall Warpath. What's good? And yeah, man, there's some crazy shit going on with the CGC with the 9.9s. And I've I've like sort of touched on it, sort of like heard a little bit about it, man, but I don't really know the real, lowdown on it, man. But
Bro, it's
you
picking up steam. That's the thing. When you start to hear these little echoes, man, you like, what's going on?
right.
Right? You notice like these online shops, like Big Time Collectibles, they putting through like these great looking covers, and then all of a sudden they got like 9 9s and 10 O's up for sale like all day now. It's not like a year or two ago you wasn't
You ain't
seeing
seen
the
nothing but
9 9s,
9.8.
right? You didn't. All you saw was 9 8s. The market was set at 9 8.
Yep.
So when you turn the page and you turn the corner, and a year later, everything that you see, at first it was like, all right, I see a couple 9 9s. Ooh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, they got thick covers. Sure, let's get them 9 9s, right? But now
Right.
you got everyday comics that's just getting 9 9s off the blue. You and I was rapping backstage. You could send in a pre-screen now. You used to could send in a 9 8 pre-screen, right? You send 25 bucks, see if you can get as many 9 8s as you can, and they send the rest back to you that's not graded. Now
Right.
they do that for 9 9. But
Right.
the 9 9 used to be a unicorn, bro.
Exactly. That's what tripped me out about it because I was like, all them 9.8s, right? Like you said, that was the really the standard. That was the top shit. A 9.8, that's all you needed, right? A 9.8, that was what you was going for. That's all anybody cared about, getting that 9.8. And now all those 9.8s that are out there that people scraped and scuffered for and got all them 9.8s, now they ain't shit now.
Yo, and it's one thing for people to say, look, man, it's not enough 9 9s out there for it to really impact the market. It's true, it's facts,
It
right? There's
shouldn't
not
be.
enough data, right? But at the same time, when you see a GSX 99, bro, a comic from 1970 something, when you see Wolverine #1, a comic from 82, it is killing me to see that they got a 10-0 on that comic, bro. Like, I get it. Some people keep their books immaculate. You gonna see it. But the amount of 9 9s and 10 O's on that Wolverine #1 and what it's doing to the regular Wolverine #1 cover, yo, that shit is bottoming out. Like the price is going down. You can't tell me the price is not gonna be impacted. So that's what this is where
Yeah.
now is the time to start having this conversation, bro, because we're gonna look back 2 years from now. We're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck happened, yo?
I'm
And
telling you,
that's what I'm
bro.
afraid of, man.
That shit is crazy because I'm not, and I'm not really a slab guy anymore. I got into it for a minute, and I don't know, man. The whole politics, I don't know, I was like, you know what, man, I want to read my comics anyway, and I like to touch my comics. I want to see my shits, all that in the glass case. Like if I had a, Amazing Fantasy 15 or some shit, yeah, I want that slab. I'm not trying to touch it, but people are slabbing comics that came out yesterday and shit. It's
Right.
like I don't
What's
know.
the
It's
reason
not
though?
for
What's the
me. I have
reason?
no right.
So slab has
I know the
translated
the
into money.
value goes up.
right? Slab is translated into money, right?
Yep. You
So
can resell it.
one,
If you're trying to sell your books, slab them. Yeah. If I'm gonna sell a comic, I'm gonna slab it.
exactly. So if you slabbing the books and you getting 9.9s now you up in the price, right? But at
Yeah.
the same time, people, I have no issue if you tell me all these modern books are starting to get 9.9s. But when you start to get these books from the 80s, 70s, perhaps 60s with 9.9s, like you can't tell me that's not like on top of that, now the 9.8, right? The 9.8, which was the cream of the crop,
Mm-hmm.
has grader's notes. You couldn't get grader's notes before.
Whoa,
Now they say one slight stress on the spine, a little bit of color rub. When was you getting 9.8s
bro.
that
You
had
know what
those
that
types of notes?
you know what that tells me? That tells me that
Speak.
9.8 is their new 9.9. 9.9 is the new 9.8. And
Correct.
that's cool if you want to do that CGC, but damn, that sucks for all the people with 9.8s. Like, bro, I know people with rooms full of slabs, right?
Exactly.
1,000 slabs. Like, what are they gonna
Exactly.
do? They gonna get them
There,
all regraded?
there are people who are 9.8 hunters, right? Snobs, we called them 9.8 snobs. They wouldn't take a
Mhm.
9.6.
Right.
Now they looking at their 9.8 and they're like, yo, this is no longer the standard bearer, right?
It's
You've now
nothing.
changed the paradigm to where the 9.9 is more important. Before the 9.9 was like this, yo, I see that every 10 years. It's a unicorn. Now it's
Yeah.
like, yo, I get that every day. You can't tell me I don't and on
That's
top
why I
of it,
know that's their 9.8 now. It's the same
and on
book that
top
they
of
would
that,
have graded.
you it's so subjective on how you get a 9.8. How are you getting a 9.9 now, right?
Mm-mm,
You
mm-mm.
before you couldn't even have a scratch on a 9.8, and now you could have all of these dings and so it's either a couple things to me, man. A
Mhm.
couple things. It's either a money grab, like a
Of
scam,
course.
straight up scam.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the dude with 1,009.8 slabs is gonna feel a certain type of way, right? Like
Mhm.
I gotta send these all in for pre-screens to see if they really 9.9s. Some of them are not 9.9s. Some of them might come back 9.6s now, right?
Mhm.
You might be pissed off, right?
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you gonna be like, well, it's not just that it's a 9.8 and a 9.9. It's money, bro.
Yes.
If you were doing this as an investment, you invested money in making a collection of 9.8s, and now in that 9.8 collection, it might look like it's safe, but I'm saying 2-3 years from now, when all these 9.9s start hitting, because people got, how many times we see pallets of Hawk 181 or pallets of New Mutant 98s, right? When those 9.9s start flooding the market, and you're like, yo, my 9.8 ain't worth shit no more. What you gonna do? The your portfolio, I'm investing in comics. Your
Yeah.
portfolio just halved right there overnight. So what I'm saying is it a scam, bro? That's my
Yeah.
question, right? Does CGC get together and just say, yo, we just changing this overnight? Or did they just make a business decision and was like, yo, you know what? It's a little bit easier now. There's more paper quality. We're going to give people more 9.9s. I can't trust it either way, bro. I can't
There
trust it.
yeah, there's no good there's no good way to look at it. I mean, there's no good possible reason that they're doing this. And it fucks people up. Like, especially, people like you said, man, they got their shit cataloged and databases and all of that. People are real serious about them grades. And 9.9, like I mean, you said it best. It was a unicorn. Like, you did not see those. And if you saw a 10, that had to come from the manufacturer, like, slabbed up already. You know what I mean? You couldn't just, you wasn't gonna find a 10, but
Bro,
that now that's how nine.
you was paying $100,000 for that book, right? Now, trust me, the 99 GSX1, what it just sold for like 185K. That's a phenomenal price. But that book, a 99 GSX1, I would expect that shit to go for like $1 million, man.
Yeah, dog.
What
It
it's telling
would've.
me
It
is that
would've.
it's attainable for the baller collectors. It's attainable.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Long story short, man, I just said, let me ask the community. So I just did a post. I was like, yo, 75% of the community is like, yo, Don't trust it right now, bro. Don't trust it. They're
Yeah.
saying it's more scam than it is just like nine nines are just a little bit more prevalent because nobody trusts the CGC graders. Everything is just so subjective. You got to get rid of human graders. It's going to have to
Mhm.
be robotic moving forward. Yes. It's gonna have to be robotic moving forward, bro, because these graders are too subjective. If you wake up one morning, have a bad day, and give my man a 9.4 because you ain't like you ain't like how your steak tastes last night, that's
Right.
messed up.
Right.
Messed up. So
And
long
it's
story
costing
short,
people a lot of money.
yeah, and and I what I liked about the post is I got to hear from both sides, right? Some
Mm.
people are like, "Yo, until I see empirical data, hard data, it's not impacting it for me, right?" And these are the people who are slabbing hundreds of books a month, and they're like, the 99 is really not that prolific. But I'm just like, if you take a step back and look at where we are today versus where we are just a year ago, the number of 99s has just exploded. You cannot
Yeah.
tell me that it's not 10 times easier to get a 99. And just by the fact that you could do a 99 pre-screen, I'm gonna send 25 books in and hope that they hit 99s, and CGC will give me the money, will charge me for the ones that aren't, whatever. But that's just crazy to me, bro. That is
Mhm.
a screaming scam.
Yeah,
So
that's the fishy thing is the send it in and if it's not a 99, send it back. And then all of a sudden they're giving these 99s out like it ain't nothing.
it's candy right now, man. It's candy, and that tells me because there was so much corruption just a couple months ago, right? That just kept getting uncovered, where
Mm.
somebody internal to CGC was swapping out books and doing all kinds of shit. Now you telling me like all of a sudden the grading standards have changed, and you got grader notes for 9.8s and stuff. Like I am just excuse me if I don't believe you right now, sir. You know what I'm saying, Mr. CGC? Excuse me if I don't believe that you have the community's best interests at heart, man. Because right now I see you making a ton of money by doing these 9.9 pre-screens, and I see you changing the paradigm of what the top of the standard. Because people are like Sans, tens have always been the top tier grade, but I'm like, when was you seeing these tens? When were you seeing a 9.0?
Yeah,
You got a,
you never
you got a
saw that.
Wolverine number one 10.0, bro.
Fuck yeah, 9.8 was the shit. Like that was the shit. That's what people really focused on and worried about because they knew they were never getting a 9.9. You were never gonna get a fucking 9.9. Bro, anybody that's sending in the CDC like, oh, I'm gonna get a 9.9 back in the day, they would have been laughed at.
Yes, yes.
That's a
It
joke.
it only existed for like that comic that was kept pristine, uh,
Right.
never
Uniform.
touched a person's hand. It went into it came off the press and went right into a plastic. So
Right.
all I have to say, bro, is we living in an age of time where people got to get the wall over their eyes, man, because it is like, yo, if a year from now you start to see, yes, look at this, man, a year from now, if you start to see that the 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 9.8s are going down in value, and
Mhm.
you have a collection of 9.8s,
Right.
where you at, man? And the problem is CGC literally, the value of a raw versus a graded CGC book can be, double the value. You might have a
Yeah.
raw book worth $500. It's worth 1,800,
Yeah, yeah.
graded, right? So nobody in their right mind wants to turn down that extra money for when they want to sell their book. But if
Mm-mm.
you tell me when I slab it now, it was this value, and without a movie going down or without a character,
Right.
messing up my book, all of a sudden the price of my book is going to go down because you change the value of 9.8s and not with 9.9s in the market. That's
Yeah.
fuckery. That's fuckery to me, bro.
It is. And it's like this dude here is saying on Reddit. I mean, 9.8 is the new 9.9. And that's what people aren't getting. I want to see the data and all that. No, you're not understanding, bro. They're doing the same grading criteria that used to would get a 9.8 is now they're giving that a 9.9. That's all
Exactly.
it is. These guys said I sent 25 spotless books to CGC on a 9.8 pre-screen. I wasn't expecting all 25 to come back 9.8, but I had hoped for 10 plus or so. I got one back, so yeah, things have changed at CGC. I'm not claiming to be a grading expert, but I've spent over the course of the hobby several hundred books to CGC at this point. I'm probably close to 1,000 now. This is new. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of slabs, bro.
How many how many nine nines did he get out of that though?
Well,
And
I thought that's what he was gonna say, but he didn't quite get to that. And then this man said, I don't know. I thought he was gonna say that he got a bunch of 9.9s instead of his 9.8s, but I don't
but the
know. He
problem
didn't say.
is who's getting the nine nine? That's my next question. Who's getting the nine nines? Right? Is that driven by yo? I got this big shop over here. Yo, I'm putting these
Mm.
through. I need a certain amount of nine
So you
nines to
think
come
they're
back.
being selective on who they give the 9.9s to?
I think so, bro.
Man,
I think because I see a lot of high profile shops. I see the Clayton Cranes shops come back. Oh, we got these nine nines. I
mm-hmm.
see, big time collectible. These nine nines are now in. Pick them up. And I'm not saying they didn't send 100 of the same fucking book in, right? Because you gotta
Right,
buy so many books from Marvel before you gotta buy 3,000 copies or something, right?
right.
So you send 3,000 in, but what I'm saying is, man, that if you send 3,000 bucks in, I'd be fine if you got 599s, but they getting hundreds, man. It's crazy.
That's the thing, man. They're coming out in such in droves in such large numbers. There's no argument. There's no way to defend that it's business as usual. I mean, the whole thing about the 9.9 pre-screen just seemed real weird, from the jump,
It's it's
like
it,
fishy.
it, it's definitely to me a money grab at the least, scam at the worst, man. And the
Yeah,
community, you got to take a look at it from this perspective too, man. You got all these people who came into a hobby because it was COVID hitting. They had some money in their pocket. They got back into something they loved, and they felt like, oh, you know what? I got a little bit of money. Comics are safe again. Let me invest. Now I can grade my comics. It'll be worth a little bit of something. And now you sitting around and you looking at your value of your, oh, someone just got 100 Wolverine 99 number ones. What the like? And you see the problem is the inventory on the amount of books. No books are rare. So if someone has that pristine of a collection that they can get, 59 number ones, like that's just gonna tank the market anywhere. And not
right.
saying that that's coming out every day, but that's what's happening, man. And I just see a slow trend. Now a lot of people are like, it's never gonna get to that point where everything is flooded. The modern books are modern books. That's gonna hit that way. But if you start seeing these copper, bronze, silver, it's gonna get
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
What do you think about like lower grade books now getting higher grades? Like maybe this is how it was supposed to be all the time. Maybe maybe all that, because I always used to think like, why is 9.8 the shit? Wouldn't it
Right,
be like some of these, like, shouldn't it be 9.9?
bro. That's me asking. That's
Like
the
maybe it's
scam part.
easier to get a 9.6 now.
So you telling me that you're gonna look at my now 9.8 collection and some of them are 10 O's. Why weren't they
Yeah,
tens before? Why weren't
that's
they
the
9.9s before? Right? Well, we were grading it different. So you telling me that
yeah,
you are the gatekeepers of how things are graded, and now your subjective asses are telling me that some of these 9.8s that I have were actually 9.9s and 10 O's, and you didn't give it to me.
can't
Why?
fucking do it.
Because right,
I
it's
can't
like
do that.
you can't tell me now that you look at my 9.8 and it's really a 10 that you didn't screw me out of getting that grade originally. So that's where I say
Right.
it's a scam, bro.
One way
That's
or the
where
other.
yeah, because
On
you
one end.
you you making me pay to look at it again, and you telling me now it's a 9.8, right? Or
Mm,
you tell me it's a 9.4 now. Who the fuck graded it the first time and told me it was a 9.8, right? So the subjectivity got to go out the door. Like I see cards now, they got some shops now are doing it where they grade by AI is grading cards and stuff like that,
Yeah.
man. And that, I hate for people to lose jobs and stuff like that. But when there's subjectivity in such a market that is so volatile that the cost of a 9.2 is like less than the value of the raw book, right?
Mhm.
And the cost of a 9.8 is like triple the value of the raw book. You like, yo, how'd you give me this 9.2? And it got the same greatest notes now as a 9.8. So big shout out to my man Thorough. Um, Keeping it thorough. He does a show. He did a 6-minute clip and he was asking the community about this black cat, first black cat, ASM 193. Uh, Everybody in the community, bro, looked at the book, was like, yo, that book is a 6.5, 7.0, 7.5. Everybody was right in that range. The fucking book came back a 9.8, bro. A 9.8. He did a whole video on it, right? And he was like, yo, shout out to the community. I asked everybody in the community what they think of this book, right? Most people were like, yo, 6.5, 7.5. If the back is clean, if the inside doesn't have any damage, he showed the front and the back. Book came back at 9.8. He was like, yo, I thought this book was no higher than an 8.0. That's what he said. The guy been doing this job. He been doing comics for years too. When you
9.8, bro, you're not even supposed to really even detect nothing wrong with it.
right, when you can't tell most of the community who's looking at a book eyes on that they're wrong for calling this a 7.5 and you gave the book a 9.8, who was grading that book that day, bro?
Yeah, something really off on that. Cause a 9.8, bro, you ain't even supposed to see nothing. So if they're grading it 6s and 7s, clearly there's visible damage.
Yes. Yes.
No way you're getting a 9.8.
No,
No
those
way.
ASM books were loved, bro. Like you could tell it wasn't in like a collector's edition that he never touched his books.
Right.
He never touched their book. It was
Right.
something that was read a little bit. Everybody could see the little wear and tear, had a little tear on the front cover. I'm like, bro, you got a 9.8 with a tear on the front cover?
Fuck out of here, bro.
Right,
Nah.
right. You make life maddening. So all I'm gonna say
Hell
is,
no.
guys, keep your eyes open. We're gonna do a round table. I'm gonna get some panel members. My man Reno's invited. Sunday night, man, 7 o'clock. We're gonna talk about this topic again with some
Mhm.
community members, and we're gonna answer your questions. It's gonna be town hall style, man, because I think it's
Dope.
enough where we need to just ring the alarm, right? I'm not
Mhm.
saying this. I'm not saying that we need to like revolt against CGC or any, but it's enough to be like, yo, is this questionable practices, right? But
Explain some shit.
explain it.
Yeah.
Explain it. Because there's just a little bit too much going on, bro. That's all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. So that's what's up with that, y'all. And we're gonna get into this House of the Dragon,
Oh man, what you want to talk about? Dragons or acolytes, man? Because we on it.
acolytes, dragons, all of that. We're gonna get into all of that. Shit, where we gonna go first? It's on you. Where you want to go first?
You know
Dragons
what?
or
Let's go with the acolytes
all right.
because I know it's polarizing to my Star Wars heads. I know it's polarizing. I got my Vader on right now because it's gonna be super polarizing. And I'll tell you right off the bat, bro, I don't hate the show,
Right, right,
and
right.
that's
No, you were saying you dug it, and that's cool. But that's why I'm glad you're here because it's a perfect example of the show wouldn't be bad if they knew anything about Star Wars, because you not being a super Star Wars head and really not really
mhm.
knowing certain lore and certain shit like that, you're not seeing all the like time after time just ridiculous, just completely out of the fucking canon, just ridiculous shit they're doing that just doesn't fit. And it's like, if you want to do something, you've chosen a franchise, you've chosen Star Wars, you want to do something in that franchise, doesn't it make sense that you would want to know about it and learn
Absolutely,
about it?
bro.
They
Absolutely.
literally admitted that they purposely were hired because they did not know about it.
Yo,
They
they
wanted a fresh take, and that's cool, a fresh take, but have a consultant on hand to say, okay, that doesn't fit in Star Wars. You can't do that here, right,
they
kind of
were
thing.
killing their show before the show started, bro. The interviews, everything else I saw, I was like, people gonna hate this shit.
And that, yeah, that, I mean, it was already, yeah, it was already a wrap. But even all that stuff aside, and see, I'm not the type, and Star Wars fans, real Star Wars fans, bro, we love female leads, we love female characters. We
Hey,
got Ahsoka, we love Ahsoka. Fucking Princess Leia's in the first trilogy. Amidala's in the second one. I mean, come on, dog, and racist. Fucking the head of the fucking Jedi fucking thing is a black man, Samuel. So don't
yeah,
even. It's ridiculous, man. And we, we're Star Wars nerds, just nerds. Period. I mean, we outcast types, man. We accept everybody and anybody. So all of that, we misogynist and racist. That's there's a small vocal
there's a
group of
narrative.
motherfuckers that are
Yeah, yeah, but
100%.
there's a narrative that has been put on all Star Wars fans. Like you said,
Right.
it's a small group. But
Exactly.
speaking to the Acolyte, as someone again not into all the Star Wars laws, I haven't really read very much of the books. I've seen the
Mhm.
movies, and that's where it stops, right?
Right.
But for me, the Acolytes is is interesting enough because I like what they're doing with the yin and yang. I like the nature aspect of what's going on. I like seeing the episode, was it 3 or 4, where I think it was no, excuse me, I think it was 5, where the sabers were going out because of
Mhm.
the helmet and the
Yeah.
battle. Those types of, I was like, yo, do I like the acting of Amanda Samberg? I think she's the worst part of the show right now, bro. Honestly,
It's pretty bad. I tell you, the dude that plays Kamir, the
yeah,
Sith dude,
yeah,
he's dope. And Soul, the Squid Game
yeah,
dude, he's
yeah,
dope. And I
yeah,
feel bad for those two dudes. I
yo,
really do feel for them because they're dope and they're in this show and they don't even know why people are hating on this show. They don't get it because they're not super fans. They don't know. And because they
hmm
were all hired because they were not fans of Star Wars. The actors, the writers, the direct, everybody.
that
It's a
makes no sense.
ridiculous
That
way to
makes
do
no
it,
sense.
and then they wonder why people are saying this. And I think they wanted to do this so that they could pump the narrative like, oh, well, it's all about because they want to save Ray and make Ray a good thing and make the sequel just so they can continue on to that.
They
So they
got some
have to
more
push
Ray
the
stuff
narrative.
coming too, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
just
It's
think
a
Ray
Ray
just
movie.
needs to end. It needs to be over.
I
That's a
mean,
done deal.
the first movie, the first movie was cool. It was like a sort of like a mock remake of the original Star Wars movie in like in beats. So it was like a
I
cool
did like
throwback.
the
It was
first
a
one.
neat reboot. It was decent. Like it was decent. Had a cool new force trick where he froze the laser bolt in midair. Kylo Ren. So it was some cool
Yeah,
shit. I dug the first one. I left the theater kind of thinking, oh, this is good. The second movie came out. Ryan Johnson
they
retcons
changed. Yeah,
everything that he did.
They changed the director, right? The second movie.
Yeah, they changed the director, and then the director retcons everything in the story that the first guy made.
Yes, yes, bro. That
So,
was terrible.
okay, fine. All right, fine. It's a trilogy. Maybe they'll wrap it up in this third one. Third one, they bring back the first director again, and he's like, fuck that guy. I'm retconning everything he did.
Bro, I have to this day I haven't watched the third movie. I'm sorry, man. I was pissed. I was so pissed off by the second movie because what they did with my man, what's his
Mm,
name? Attack the Block,
Luke,
my boy.
Luke
Uh,
Skywalker.
yo, why he was him and Ray was having like a little
Like
bit
the
of a love
Jedi man.
relationship. They was having like he was
Oh, Kylo. You
forced.
talking about Kylo Ren?
No, I'm talking about
Luke
black dude.
Skywalker?
No,
Oh,
what's
Finn?
Finn?
Yeah, okay,
Finn,
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yo, and in the first one, I felt like Finn had a little bit of force
Yeah.
sensitivity.
We
I
thought he
feel
was
like,
gonna be
yeah.
yeah. Yep.
And then they talking about, yo, honestly, I thought Ray was fucking a Skywalker. It was alluding to a lot of shit, right? Like the sabers, the lightsabers calling to her is Luke's lightsaber. All of this stuff. Um, by the second show, they had Finn doing some wild shit, like off on side quests and hugging up on Rose, and they had Ray like on some planet where little kids got the metachlorians now, and it was just like anybody could be anything you want, like anything you want to be in the world, you could be. I was like, what is the story? What is this shit about? Like, it just lost me on that one, I was
By
like,
the
I'm
third
done.
one, Finn was there just to yell Ray's name like once, and that was it. Like he had no,
They
and,
killed
and,
my man Finn.
and they straight up pumped it like he was gonna be the main guy. Even in all the trailers before the movie came out, he was the first
Yes,
face we saw. Like it was
yes.
like, oh, this is about to be something new. Like this is crazy. And what a great idea, fucking ex stormtrooper.
X
Like
Storm, yo, I was
it could have
loving the
been
idea,
fucking
bro.
great, man. Everything could have been great. Then they kill Han Solo. Like, come on, B. Like, the whole thing just didn't. It didn't end well. Bringing Palpatine back was absurd. Like the whole. So Anakin, the entire fucking Chosen One saga was pointless.
It was
Darth
pointless,
Vader
bro.
killed himself for no reason. Like, come on, B. You don't understand how bad it is what you're doing, and that's why they don't get it, and they think we're nitpicking or no, you're literally destroying the fucking story that we like grew up on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I can see from a hardcore Star Wars fan, if shit like that is happening, especially these super hard curveballs that people are retconning a story.
Yeah.
It's like it's making everything you grew up with you lose love for.
Yeah.
But honestly, so the going back to the acolytes, the
Mhm.
reason why, because I don't have that connection. So I see this covenant of witches, they doing their shit. It doesn't mean like it's not the same as knowing about Plagueis and what was happening with all the metachlorians and everything else.
How
Now you
about
got
this?
the
I'm gonna
Friends
blow
of
your
Life.
mind. Star Wars already has a very popular witch coven. It's a group of witches
Yeah, it's like the
called the
the
Night
the
Sisters.
the the Dathomir, right?
Yeah, Dathomir, right.
Yeah,
So
so
why wouldn't they use that? Why didn't they use? Because they didn't fucking even know about it, bro. That's how little they know. Even you know about that shit.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean that kind of shit. But this latest episode, episode 7, it's a tricky one to kind of review because the sixth episode of the Acolyte, this is the most uh uneventful one yet, and we do get a handful of interesting conversations between like masters and pupils, kind of. The episode's called Teach slash Corrupt, like
Mm,
Teach Corrupt. I suppose it's apt enough, but we get the stranger. That's what they're calling him, the stranger,
yeah,
the Sith dude, right? The stranger, Khmer Manny Jacinto is his name, the actor. He's there talking with Osha, the Amanda Steinberg, and she's on this unknown planet, right? That looks a lot like Octo from The Last Jedi. It looks a lot like that planet Luke Skywalker's on, the little
yes. With
island.
the little dick nose birds and
Yeah,
shit. Yeah,
yeah, and it's drinking the titty milk out of the walruses and shit.
yes,
Uh, and that's you know, that's where he sort of hid away, bullshit with Ray. But I'm not sure if it's the same planet or if that's what they intended. But it would be kind of cool if it was. At least it would draw something that they had seen previously.
right, right. You connect the dots somewhere.
Somewhere, and and so there were some interesting things about the place that the sequels never really dove into, but there's lots of vague hints that at the stranger's past, and there's some discussion of why Osha never became a full Jedi. A bit of a heart to heart about the abandonment issues, and then Osha tries on the Sith's helmet, the
Yeah, buddy.
Sith's helmet, which may be symbolic, of a moment of her, changing her own, changing of heart. And then,
You hear the breathing.
uh,
It's like a little bit of Vader.
that was the worst part about it, bro. The fact that she fucking breathed in the cadence of Vader. First of all, she would not have any idea that exists,
Right,
hundreds of
right.
years later. One, two, Vader's not breathing like that. It's a machine that's
Machine that's
breathing.
pumping for him.
So like that's how silly that shit is,
But that's
man.
my
And
problem with the
100%, buddy,
actress.
100%.
That's my problem with the actress. Like, I feel like she's playing this thing like so one note. Like, both
Yes.
characters are terrible to me, and it's her playing it. Like, I literally like the Jedi other young girl that got
Nah,
triple
yeah.
stabbed up.
She
She
played
was fun.
X-23 in Logan.
Yeah, Logan. I don't even understand why they had the Wookiee Jedi in there. They didn't even show my man getting a murder. Um, but at the end of the day, I like the way the Sith came down, like Mary popping and got it popping. Yo, he was like floating down. It was like
Siths don't float.
boom, force
That's not
push.
a that's not a force power. Like that's no Sith. No
My,
one has ever been a. Even Palpatine can't fucking float. But you
my
telling me this
man
kid
came
can?
down like
Come on,
Mary
B. He
Poppins, motherfucker.
straight up like Mary Poppins though.
Yo,
I was like, what the fuck?
but I'll
Like, but
say,
that's what you get when you have someone who doesn't know about the certain rules and history of it, trying to innovate and do cool stuff. It's like, yeah, that is really cool if
but
it was not Star Wars.
gonna break everything that's got to follow it.
Yeah, if this wasn't Star, like I said, if this wasn't Star Wars, I think I could see maybe seeing it like as a kind of a good bad show. Like it's still badly written. The
Yeah,
dialogue is
the
horrible,
writing.
very
Oh man,
cringy. From the first from Trinity, yes, my child, that shit was just like, come on, B. I knew where this shit was
yo,
headed.
when she was like, "Come at me," I'm like, "Yo, really? Why are you saying it like that? Come on!" And it just made me cringe. I was like, God damn, that's not how this should. That's not. And then you let Trinity die. Like, oh, you got distracted. Really? Nah. I did like Shorty's lightsaber. That was a whip. That can't
Mm.
like they're doing these little cool things, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm hating. Like if you like you said, if you put some oversight on this, where
yeah.
the Star Wars like really heavy put Dave Filoni like looking at it with everything, but just say yeah we're gonna do this lightsaber that comes out and it's a whip too.
Hmm.
I'll be like yo that shit was crazy, but
Well,
everything is kind of going off the rails, bro.
the thing with the whip, um, a lot of people might be surprised. That's actually that's actually old Republic canon. There's actually a lightsaber whip back in like the books and games shit, like in the deep canon. Like never in no movies, never in no shows, not even
Yeah,
in the animated shows has there ever been any
so I
lightsaber
like that
whips.
pull they did there.
And yeah, exactly. I don't know. I seriously doubt anyone had a clue that in some novel back in the Legends extended universe that there was a lightsaber with. I'm pretty sure they think they made it up, but they didn't actually. But it's funny. And it sucks because it's in this show because I really want an Old Republic show, and if there was a lightsaber
Mhm.
whip in an Old Republic show, I'd be like, fuck yeah. So I can't really hate on that as much as I'd like to, and I really would like to. My man said, Tyler said they
Yeah,
massively fucked up the power scales by making this dude float. Apparently he's stronger than Anakin and every single Force user before him. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's ever been able to do that. But you know, we see Osha and we see May and we see Osha maybe drifting to the dark side,
yeah.
maybe May coming to the light side, doing the flip, and I guess that's how they're trying to make it interesting, but I'm just not loving anything about the twin
It's
plot line.
you know what it is though. This is a mystery, bro, and
I,
they're doing a mystery. I like unraveling this a little bit because I don't know who Chimera is, right? Like I knew he was the bad guy, but who the fuck is he? That is still the mystery, man. So until I get answers on that, the show got me. Like they got
okay.
like I need to know who this guy is, how he knows about this type of metal, and he keeps giving us these little hints. Well, maybe I
Well,
was a Jedi, and
all they,
somebody cut me up on my back. A Jedi master did that to me. Who the fuck did that?
you know, if all they have to do is say that there's a real Sith, or a Sith that is his master, maybe use Darth Tenebris, maybe use one of, that's the guy that trained
Vegas.
Plagueis. That's
Yeah,
Plagueis' master,
yeah.
or something like that. But that's all they have to do is just say that. There's nothing, there's no way you could have picked that up by see a good mystery, in my opinion, a good mystery is at the end of the movie when I find out the answer, I can go back and see how I could have figured that out if
Like
I
the
paid
breadcrumbs
attention.
were there.
There's no breadcrumbs. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
there's nothing. There's no breadcrumbs.
So it doesn't
But
matter what they unfold it to be because they didn't fucking unfold shit. They just told you what it was at the end.
yeah, there's no smoking guns either. Like you literally have to watch every show just to hear what he tells you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's interesting enough the way that he has this helmet. He's floating. Like I need to know where this came from. Like if you can connect the dots and tell me there was an order of Jedi that turned, bad, and they were stronger, and now they're weaker. Whatever. They could have been stronger and died out. He's the last of this sect or whatever.
Right.
Maybe I could get behind it. But again, like you said, is he overpowering, more powerful than Anakin? More powerful
Well,
than the greatest ones of all time? Makes no sense.
they can't say that. I mean, he's not. First of all, I mean, he's way too young to be more powerful than any of them old heads, and it don't track. But they wanted a dude that looked buff and looked good butt naked because they wanted to show him butt naked in this episode, and
Yo,
it
true
just
story. I didn't know dude was that ripped, bro.
I had no
I
idea.
thought I
I had
thought he
no
was a scrawny little. Yo, they
idea.
they they had my man work.
Yeah.
They shot the first half of the series like a year, and then a year later they shot the other.
Right.
Like we're gonna
Right.
put you on the Arnold Schwarzenegger workout. I was like, man, I gotta do my push-ups, man. What the fuck? How his arms get that cut after he was working in that little shop looking like some geek behind the here's some poison. Here you go.
Yeah.
My man is like, look at my tricep, bro. I
Yeah.
will. And he's holding the lightsaber with this technique. I'm like, yo, I ain't never seen nobody do no shit like that. And then I'm gonna jig you 3 times. I was like, yo, this dude he's either from Harlem or something. He doing something different.
Yeah. And yeah. And speaking of like Easter eggs or breadcrumbs, when the episode before they or like 2 episodes ago, they made it blatantly obvious that he was the dude in the mask. When they were walking through the woods and he got caught in that trap and she left him there, and we
Yeah,
come back by there and he's gone, and
yeah.
then the Wookiee's dead. Like, come on, it was like obvious at that point. I thought that it was real,
It,
really.
it, it was so obvious, bro. He's walking down the path with her, and she's like, "Don't you think the master is a little too hard?" He's like, no, not at all. He's just trying." I'm like, dude, you sound so suspect right now,
Right.
bro. Like
Yeah,
you
it's so
sound like
obvious.
you don't want to be caught.
Exactly. And then
But
we
I think,
have the. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say overall, man, I'm enjoying the little 30 minute. Like if this was a longer show,
Yeah.
I couldn't stomach it, but 30 minutes,
Mm,
35 minutes, I'm enjoying these smaller episodes because there's enough little things about the episodes where I'm like, fuck, I just wish they would have put it all out at once, man. I would have watched the
mm,
whole thing. But I'm
right.
giving it a 6 out of 10 right now. That's where I am. Hold out hope that these last couple episodes can do something fantastic that it stays like a solid 6 or 7.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if you if you already feel that way about it, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll at least stay as good as it is. Let me get a drink. At least as good as it is, or get better.
That's
But
that's that's holding out hope because a lot of shows can't stick the landing.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know that Leslie Headland. I think she's only done one other show, but it was a decent show. Like I actually watched that. I didn't know who she was. Or anything. The show was on one day, and I like caught it, and I ended up binging the shit because it
Yeah.
was kind of good.
What what
But
what series was it?
I was a Russian Doll.
Oh, yeah, that
It's like
actress is crazy, yo.
that
Russian
actor.
Doll was good.
Yeah, she a fool. And
Yeah,
so that's Leslie Headland. But like in that space, she's good. But in Star Wars, she doesn't have it. But in this episode, in this last episode, we got the two pupils. We have the May and Soul pupil, the Osha and the stranger
yeah.
dynamic. And then with May and Soul,
Over, yeah.
they sort of, as they escape Kotar, she tries to dig into what really happened when she and her sister were little girls. And the show's been dragging a mystery, out way too long, and it continues to do so here. It
So
doesn't
ends
give
it
us any.
like I'm gonna tell you.
It's kind of annoying because since it's not an actual mystery that needs to be solved with actual clues that you can solve,
Yeah.
so and Soul just has to tell May or Osha, and what happened, and he's got his thing, and he continues to delay doing that so that the
Yes.
mystery
I
is
want to
just
slap the
dragged
shit
out.
out of this man. Yo, like tell OSHA, tell me it would have been over already.
Yeah, exactly. And then the third master pupil thing going on is between Vernestra Rao and her brand new pupil, the trans guy or trans woman, a gender named Mog,
I don't
who
even know
seems
what's
to
going
be
on there.
about as bright as the green painted chick, but they go to investigate the murders of the Jedi on Kofar, and it's pretty bland, the investigation. In fact, the alien Basil's investigation into May is definitely the most interesting thing there. But even that, like Disney likes to make all the aliens in Star Wars animals. If you look at all their little shows, all the Star Wars aliens are all like anthropomorphic animals. Even in Mandalorian, they were bulldogs one, and they're
Uh,
always some animal, and that's Disney's Disney shit.
that's what they
You
do.
know, it's like, exactly, and it's very obvious. It's like, why are you doing that? These are not
Why
Earth fucking creatures. Why would they be a fucking Earth animal with human body? Why would they be that? Why
what
would they have a
happened to the
dog head?
Jedi's being cool, man? That Jedi, those are
Bruh,
some goofy fucking Jedi's, man.
dog.
Like a group of goofy motherfuckers. I'm like, yo, you can't tell me the Jedi's go from like, yo, they swagged out, dudes with the saber, ladies with the saber, to like even earlier in this show, you had some cool Jedi's, and now you got a bunch of goofy ass motherfuckers. I'm like, oh, what do we do? It must have been a big fight here, and like I'm like, yo, this is some crazy shit.
Yeah, man, it's bad, bro. The guy
Yeah,
with the what's his name? Killmonger dreads.
Yorg.
You no, the Killmonger dreads guy.
Yeah,
Uh, he said some dumb shit on a talk show talking about when Anakin killed no, he's what he say when Anakin blew up the Death Star. It's like, bruh,
Anakin. Did he say Anakin blew up the
he
Death
said
Star?
Anakin blew and so it's like, it's just more proof that they but ultimately not much happens in this episode, and then it
Yeah.
ends. But I'm left feeling completely underwhelmed with the show. I think that the episode lengths are a big problem here. The shorter lengths, for their sake. I mean, not for my and for your, like what you're saying. Yeah, less is better.
Yeah.
But either they need to be longer and meatier, or Disney should have released them 3 at a time or all at once.
I would have loved all at once, but it shows a lack of confidence, right? But
Exactly,
do it,
and
man. Do it. Yo, fuck
right.
it. Get
That's what
behind
they
it.
do.
I sit down and watch all of whatchamacallit, Andor. Love it.
Mhm. Andor was phenomenal.
Andor, crazy. Next level. My man Starsguard, when he gave that speech and he was like, no, I'm not letting you go. Because X, I was like, yo, that
Yeah,
shit
boy.
hit. I was like, yo, this man needs an Oscar, an
Dog. And the guy
Emmy.
that made that one, Tony Gilroy, the guy that made Andor, is also he's not a Star Wars fan. He's not a Star Wars guy, and he made fucking Andor. So that shows you that even someone who's not a Star Wars guy could have fucking still
Yo,
made
but a
something
lot of
good.
people hate on Andor too. And I'm like,
People that hate on Andors because those are the people that only want to see lightsaber battles and
lightsabers, right?
forces and
Yeah,
shit. But that's
yeah,
not what Star Wars is only about. Star Wars
right.
has 3 main like sections. It's got its Force Jedi lightsaber section, then it's got its criminal underworld smuggler section, bounty hunters and shit like that. And then it's got its military
Blade Runner.
empire, corporate
Yeah,
empire section, plot. So you can have a whole show about any one of those 3 things. You can mix them all together. You could do just 2 of them. Doesn't matter. But those are the 3
yeah.
main elements of Star Wars, and so Andor is just one of those. So the people that are actually mad about it are people that actually just don't know enough about Star Wars to understand why it's good.
Meanwhile, Boba, I thought would have been phenomenal, and it got so underwhelming throughout that whole show. It was like, yo, This is where you were supposed to hit a home run on this
Yeah,
character. There should have been no letdowns, man, because you had the Mandalorian building up to this, and then that was gifted to you. Boba was supposed to be, God tier, and it
exactly.
became doo doo. I was like, oh my god, I can't.
Horror,
But
fucking
that I
best.
feel like you needed that to be on HBO if they wanted to do it that way, because you needed him killing motherfuckers and doing it dirty.
Yep. Yep. You need that. I mean, you need that HBO quality, man. That's why I'm happy about the James Gunn DC shit going on right now, because they got HBO making shows. It ain't gonna be no fucking, none of these Disney Plus garbage ass, cheap ass shows. And that's the weird shit. Yeah, the Candy Vespas was just fucking ridiculous. That shit, I was like, are you
Yo,
kidding
that
me?
was the worst thing I ever seen in my life.
And you know
And a
what's
Boba
really
Fett
fucked up?
story at that, man. I was like,
Well, Boba Fett. See, they originally pitched a Boba Fett show, and Disney was like, "Nah, we don't want to risk a character like Boba Fett on something we've never done before, which is a live action TV show." And so they were like, "You can do a show about a Mandalorian, but it can't be Boba Fett." So they did the
mm,
Mandalorian, which turned
yeah,
out to be phenomenal. That show should have been Boba Fett.
it should have been.
So then they're gonna that's wildly successful. So they're like, okay, now you can do Boba Fett. And they botched it. I mean, they did. How do you fuck up Boba Fett, dog? I
It's
mean, the only
because
way
they
you can
made him.
fuck.
He's a gangster. And he wasn't gangster at all. He was like, "Let
Thank
this
you.
guy go. Let this guy go. We're not gonna kill this guy. Let these guys go."
What are you doing, bro? Like, yeah,
He
I
was like
get
Robin Hood, man.
you're trying to give him personality and character and stuff, but there's
I'll
a
give
way to
Lulu a
do
treat.
that. You could do
I'll give
that.
Lulu a treat.
It's many ways you can do that shit, man. You don't have to. Now I don't know, man, but Andor was phenomenal. Season 2 is
Yes.
gonna be phenomenal. The guy that made it said something really brilliant. He said, talking about the fans, he said, "Give them Old Republic trilogy with Dune level budget, and Star
Mm.
Wars would be, and he's right. If they give us the Old Republic shit in a trilogy in any form with a real budget, like a Dune level budget, and real writers, real actors, real dialogue, with maybe George Lucas on hand, at least consulting, fucking success across the board. Fans and average assholes are gonna love
Nobody
it.
can hate that, man.
Nobody.
You,
There's
you know
nothing you
what?
can say
You
about
know
it.
what people ain't hating right now, man. Although there might be a couple, but can we talk? Can we talk some of that? Them dragons.
Yes, sir. That's what people is not hating right now. And they never do, bro. House of the Dragon came out, and it was it's not Game of Thrones. You see, Game of Thrones takes place all over countries and worlds and all kinds of shit with
Yeah,
different houses and different armies and factions and kings and monsters and da 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 da. House of the Dragon is literally just that. It's about the house of the dragon. It's about the Targaryen family and their inner fucking feud.
infighting.
It's a
Yeah,
family feud inside a castle. There's not much going outside it. So people are like, all they do is sit in the castle and talk in this one. Well, that's what the show's about. It's about that. And that's you have to like understand that, and then you understand why it's so great. And if you look at the production quality, bro, every bit as fucking on point as Game of Thrones. Every bit.
listen
Every
to
bit.
listen to me, brother. When I say the show is harkening back to season 2 of Game of Thrones, where every Sunday you was just like, all right, it's 7:30. We gotta
Mhm.
prepare food. We gotta get
Right.
everything ready. It was a watch party,
I
yo.
mean, yeah, gotta
Everything,
get ready for that shit.
nothing could
Kids,
happen.
be quiet. Yo,
Yes,
won't even come in
nothing
here.
could happen, and
All that.
that's where we getting back to on game on House of Dragons.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this: season 1, I was up and down because what messed with me was the time skip. Right,
The time jumps. Every episode was like 10 years later.
going from young Renea
Yeah.
who was killing it to
Yeah.
older Renea, I was like, yo, I can't stand it to it. Like
Yeah.
young Renea needed more time. So when they showed
Yeah.
her, I was like, yo, we love you. We love yo. So long story short, like that was bothering me in season 1. but the
Mm-hmm.
actress in season 2 is giving it. Yo, she took it.
Second,
Yo,
Rhaenyra is killing it.
yeah, she's giving it. Although she needs to shit or get off the pot right now, right? She's like, yo, you killed my sons. All right, we're gonna try and do peace. Yo,
Yeah,
we're gonna try and do now. But
yeah.
yo, she
But
did a
now,
gangster move. She did a
yeah.
gangster because Renice was like, yo, one last chance, try and talk to her. And yo, as much as people say that, the show is skewed towards the blacks, and I don't mean black people, guys. If you watch the show, it's the blacks and the greens. As
Oh
much as
shit.
people say the show is skewed towards the blacks,
Yeah.
it's hard not to hate the fucking greens, right? Like you got
Well,
Allison,
the Greens are kind of the bad guys in the story.
you know what I mean? Like you
They
got
really are.
Allison who is at every did she not like my I sent her a raven. We want to have peace. The chick comes to you and is like, yo, let's have peace. It's too late. Too late.
Too
Can't
late.
do it.
Yep.
Can't do it,
It's
my
too
G.
late now.
Can't do it.
Shit,
I was
the
trying to keep the
toothpaste is
hood
out
off
of
the
the
back.
tube. Yeah. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube now. Kids done
Yo,
died. Eyes done got taken. Motherfuckers is dudes is kings now that shouldn't be, and motherfuckers are hands of the fucking king that should not be.
but
Bruh.
what I loved about this last episode is
Everything.
you tell me that he said Aegon should be the king, right?
Right.
Hey,
Right.
chill out. You tell me Aegon should be the king, right? And then she's like, "Oh, I'm heartbroken. My father did this to me." And
Right.
then it was like, "But what did he say?"
Right.
And it was like, "Well, the prince that was oh,
Oh,
and
I
you
was I
knew
was
it,
I was real nervous that she wasn't gonna find out.
and you
Like, I thought
knew
she
it."
was gonna think that he really changed his mind because she believed her. She was like,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
he really did then. And I was like, no, don't believe it, don't believe it. And then and I was like, please, Allison, say something that fucking makes her know Pops was talking about the fucking prophecy. And she did, and yeah, that was beautiful. It was
And then
beautiful.
Allison was like, "But it's still too late." I was like, "Yo, all right, wartime
She said there
now.
was no mistake.
Dance
All
of the
right.
Dragons. Let's go." Yo, but
Yeah, man. And soon, what he Rhaenyra say, Rhaenys said, soon they will not even remember what it was
what
that
we were
began the
fighting
war in
about,
the first place.
right?
And yeah, and it's what is the straw that broke the dragon's back and sent two Targaryen factions to war? Was it Aemon losing his eye? Was it the battle between the houses in the Riverlands, the Brackens, and remember them two kids that got into it,
Yeah,
killing and was it Alicent getting married to Viserys in the first place? Like how saying so like so many things. It's all of these reasons, and you can't point to one specific thing as the delineator in most wars. And it's a culmination of years of bad blood, little slights, big slights, vendettas, misinterpretations with the fucking prophecy,
yeah,
all that shit. And
yes.
that lack of reasoning is arriving sooner than anticipated in the
And here's
story.
the thing. Here's the thing. It kind of set itself. It set its own self up because of who Viserys was
Hmm.
and wanting to pick his daughter at a time when men were dominant in terms
Hmm.
of ruling. You would have queens every now and then, but
Hmm.
he everybody said it.
Oh
The it was gonna people were gonna turn, right? He
yeah.
said it the minute that there's a son born or anything of that nature. So it was already a promise that was already ready to happen the minute, and he had sons right after that. It was like, yo, you just made this a self-fulfilling prophecy because you named your daughter and you know that they're gonna eat. Because Renice was right there. She was like, yo, they skipped over me for
Hmm.
you, my
Yeah.
dude. I was
Yeah.
supposed to be like you, and your daughter's not gonna stand for this. Like, yo, this show is so good, bro. Like the infighting, the writing,
Yeah.
and again, it's back to it's real grimy, man. And
Hmm.
everybody's favorite character, the guy you love to hate, Sir Kristen Cole, is the fucking hand. He's leading the army. Like you just can't believe this guy's meteoric rise. He
Yeah,
keeps
bro.
failing up, bro. He keeps
Yeah,
failing up.
bro. He's a dangerous dude. he's a sociopath for one, a complete sociopath. He's definitely, you know, not an older, wiser man by any means. He definitely has his own personal reasons for doing shit and the way he's gonna lean, man. And it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. But the episode starts off with like a seemingly like innocuous event. We see sort of sharks and the Jets, right, warring clans of the Riverlands. And that argument in and of itself is a micro examination of that
Was that a girl
macro
he was fighting?
trend.
Was that a
No,
woman?
no, that was a dude. That was just a dainty looking dude.
Okay, I thought it
And
was a lady at first, a lady night.
no, no, and you know, was it really about the boundary stones that they were talking about, or were the
Hell
Brackens
no.
and the Blackwoods always looking for an excuse to get after it? And the impending war became like their final reason for fighting, because those two clans had beef with each other for eons, and
Hatfields and
this
McCoys, straight up.
exactly, and this gave them the reason to pop it off. And you know, ultimately it doesn't matter. You know, roughly a season and a half into you know, into the series, House of the Dragon is finally at its long promised outcome. The war is here.
Mhm.
And you know, this is a big episode, and to break down the biggest takeaways, we and you know, it goes without saying, but there's a major
Yes,
spoilers coming up. So if you guys haven't seen it, man, you know,
put your earbuds in.
yeah, I know. But yeah, the war for Harrenhal and the return of Millie Alcock. She the original
Yeah.
Rhaenyra is back. She comes back, and uh Harrenhal is the key to the Rivers lands. It's said, well after being unceremoniously dismissed last week, Damon kind of finds himself taking the Riverlands castle without any
Mhm.
sort of resistance whatsoever. He just sort of
Taking
walks
was it
in. He's
was
like,
or was it like just handed over?
yeah,
Like
he's like, I'm here, and I'm taking this. This is mine now, kind of
my
thing. And
man
they were
was
like,
like, we don't fuck with Laris.
"Fuck,
What,
I'm gonna
what are you
do."
talking about?
Yeah, and even but yeah, he's like, yeah, Laris is not that dude's crooked as fuck. He killed his own, you know, people, and the whole thing, and that sort of we see how desolate and fucked up Harrenhal is. This castle that he's in, it's in Game of Thrones too. It's in all the books. The dragon from the original dude that came over to here from the faraway lands, he came over to conquer the area with his dragon. He fucking melted that castle. So it's the roof is gone, like it's falling apart. It's the biggest castle in Westeros. It's huge, but basically that's why the dude burnt it to shit, to show you that even in the biggest castle up here, you cannot stop me. I'm gonna, you know, do what I want. That's Aegon, the original Aegon the
Yeah,
Conqueror.
conqueror.
Yes, and the first, you know, conquest involved claiming this castle Harrenhal by landing his dragon Balerion on the highest tower, and then just burning the whole thing from there. And so as such, Harrenhal has taken on this sort of spooky presence, right? Allowing for all kinds of supernatural activity. Tons of people have died in this thing, and there's just like ghosts and you know, all kind of weird shit and legends and stories and you know, all kinds of shit. And so seeing Millie Alcock come back and seeing her return as the younger version of Rhaenyra is fitting. It fits perfectly in this lore. I mean, this is a show that this plays very close attention to lore and sticking to what's, you know, George R. R. Martin, the author, did in the books. Basically the opposite of Star Wars. And they cast out and cut off her from Dragonstone. Damon fantasizes about the version of Rhaenyra that he first met. That was, you know, that's the Rhaenyra he fell in love with. That's, you know, which is some crazy shit in itself. But these are
Right.
Targaryens. They're
These
not,
are
you
these are old
know,
ways.
you know, but this romanticized version of Rhaenyra comes with some knowledge and understanding of his current deeds and casting a darker edge over everything. And I will be curious if this cameo lands with the audience, but my take is that it was very well executed.
Oh, it was
Um,
brilliant. It was
I
brilliant.
love
Not only that, but for the man to wake up where he was, right? Like he woke up in front of maybe a weird tree
it.
or the tree that was
Yep,
where
the
they
werewolf
used
tree.
to where
That
they
was the
used
werewolf
to
tree.
as
They
girls
pray.
and,
Yeah.
and whatchamacallit used to
Oh,
eat under the
it's
tree.
not the same place from there. Nah, this is the actual tree at Harrenhal.
Oh, okay. Well, it looked like that, and
They do look the same
it
because
looked
like
like
all
some
Weirwood
creepy shit
Tree,
too. Yeah.
all Weirwood Tree courtyards look pretty much the same. It's a tree and then like a little body of water, and they're walled in.
There you
They have
go.
one on Winterfell. They got one in King's Landing. They got one in Harrenhal,
And
because that
then
was
you
like
got
the religion of all the
then you got
houses.
the girl who came through and was like, "Yo, you about to die here, son." Like,
Word.
yo, she putting down prophecy. This dude is seeing ghosts shaking doors, and then yo, so the supernatural aspect was it's hard. What's problematic about this show, man, is knowing where it goes. Right, it breaks my heart to know where this show ends,
Mm-hmm.
but it's to be so good, and they're talking about all this supernatural stuff. Like, I don't even want to go down the path of supernatural right now because it's gonna start fucking with me again. But
Mm-hmm.
we still don't have all the answers. Excuse me, from Game of Thrones
Mm-mm.
that we needed. So this episode was crazy. So yeah, that's that whole synopsis. You broke it down, bro. And that to see Damon. I had one question. Let me ask you
Mm-hmm.
this:
Mm-hmm.
when Damon says "Call me Grace," is he saying he wants to be the king, or is he saying he's married to the queen and he should be called Grace?
Yeah.
Because to me, it sounded like I don't give a fuck. I'm the dude in charge.
No, well, it was basically, if you are not siding with Aegon that he's the king, then that means you're siding with Rhaenyra that she's the queen. That's my wife, so I'm the king. So you call me your grace.
Okay, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah,
Because I took it
he's
as
the
him
king
stepping over
consort.
boundaries on her too.
Nah, and he's not really like he's the king consort. So in
Yeah,
their relationship, she's the leader. She's the heir to the throne. She's the one that sits on the Iron Throne. He is just her king consort. So and the dynamic is not, he's not the boss, but he still is called your grace, of course, just like the queen would be in the other in another way around, if it was the
got
other
it,
way around.
got it.
But and then we got Kristen Cole, who almost was Sir Crispy Cole. Uh when the dragon ran upon him, bro, and he realizes the impact of controlling Harrenhal, the big castle. But he takes a different approach, right? He's knowing the castle will need a large garrison to manage it, and he
Mm-hmm.
plans on quieting the warring factions all in the Riverlands, all the people
Building
all
up his
the
army.
houses around there, right, and marching them all to the castle at once. And before he leaves, however, though, he walks away with some new jewelry in his hand. He's got the hand, and you know that's it. He gets out of being the hand by heading to war. He basically turns over the responsibility of managing Aegon to Alicent. And although he gets sort of a babysitter in the form of Alicent's brother, Gwaine Hightower, who's tagging along. But after Cole and the crew are spotted by Bela and the dragon, everyone is aware of their movements. They've now been spotted. We see where they're headed. We know what they're up to. And the first battle of this war, the Dance of Dragons, will likely take place in the midst of the Riverlands, here where we are. And this, and what may happen when these forces crash, it's likely that, as Rainey states, the reason's going to be forgotten. No one's going to know why we're at war, especially the motherfuckers that are fighting. They're going to know least. And then the moment between Alicent and Rhaenyra, which is the ending of the episode.
Before you go there,
Yeah, yeah.
let me comment on this because
Mhm.
something interesting happened with Kristen Cole and
Mm.
when they were all at the table, man. So Eamon is like, nah, you shouldn't go. Like the brothers, those two, like, yo, it's almost like Eamon wants to kill Aegon, and ever since season one, he was like, yo, he ain't gonna be here. Like, so I say that because Kristen Cole is like he's like, yo, I'm out. I'm going to move fast. And everybody's
Mhm.
like, yo, slow down. But
Mhm.
now there's dragons, so he has to send people back to say, yo, they got dragons flying overhead. So is Vagar gonna come through now and leave King's Landing open? And is that
Mhm.
gonna be the first dance where you got Caraxes versus Vagar Baylor's dragon going at it, because he cannot march forward. In my opinion, if he's running scared off of that one dragon, they don't have any scorpions with them that I saw. They just gonna be picking up men, and we saw pause, and we saw that so many times, like even last season when a dragon just flew over and roasted. I mean, not last season, Game of Thrones,
Mhm.
dragons just roasted like whole fields of armies like nonstop. Like the golden cloaks or whoever the fuck they were, coming
Yeah.
out and getting toasted. So you got to tell me that he has to send scouts back to get dragons to come with them, because there's no
Oh
way he's
yeah.
taking Heron Hall now.
Nah, he's definitely the dragons will be there. This is the Dance of Dragons.
This
That's
is
the
there we
whole
go.
thing about this war. This is not Game of Thrones where they keep holding the dragons back. Now, these dragons are gonna fight in very soon. I think maybe next episode we're gonna see some real action. And yeah, the dragons are coming. The big dragon, Aemon's dragon, he's definitely coming. And yeah, they're gonna leave King's Landing, but that's the war is gonna be fought in the Riverlands
The Riverlands.
around Heron Hall and where they were running around. But yeah, I mean, of course, he's got to send people. Of course, he's got word sent back to them. But I didn't catch the on the next episode thing at the end. So
I didn't
I
see
didn't
that either.
see yeah, I didn't see what's going on yet. So I don't know.
One other cool thing about this is they keep dropping names, right? And these names just kind of harken back to Game of Thrones, and you're like, go see the
Mhm.
Tullys, and you're like, oh shit, the Tullys, and those are the River folks, and you're like, yo, that was with House Stark and the Tullys and all of it. Like, I love the callbacks like that. Like you got a Lannister at the goddamn
Mhm.
table.
Yeah.
It's so much fun hearing them just say these names, and you're like, ah, yes, I know that house.
Mhm.
That's a real cool piece about this show. I'm loving.
Oh yeah, bro. And there's several Game of Thrones spin-offs out there in the works. We got the next one coming out is only about what I think maybe like 80 years before Game of Thrones, and it's about Sir Duncan the Tall and this
Egg,
and
yeah.
Aegon, yeah, Duncan Egg. So it's called The Hedge Knight. There's a dope graphic novel, bunch of
Mm-hmm.
comics, shit like that. But yo, cringe and salute. So that's a dope one that's coming. The Jon Snow joint is canceled, unfortunately. I was looking forward to that. Because all the Game of Thrones prequel or what do you call it? Spin-offs are all prequels. There's nothing after Game of Thrones, and
What
that
was
Jon
Jon
Snow was
Snow
gonna
gonna
be.
be? It was gonna have to be. It was gonna have to be after, right? Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he
after,
was
and it
gonna
was
be in
gonna
the
be
north.
north of the wall. What's going on there? I mean, we never, and they should do this. Like, we want to see what the place is like being ruled by Bran the Broken. We want to see
No,
what
you know
what
what?
what
No, no,
happened.
no, no. Don't. I do not want to see that shit. Honestly, show me the first men. Show me the were trees. Show me the children of the forest.
Yeah,
Even show me the start of the Night King.
yeah,
I know how cringe it is to know about the ending, but just show me that beginning. That's what I like, and give me true understanding of why these prophecies came about. What is meant
yeah,
by the prince that was promised? What is meant by the fire swords and all of it? Like, you had so many prophecies in Game of Thrones that were left un kind of fulfilled. Like, give me the lore behind those, because a lot of the prophecies, and what was crazy is like motherfuckers is doing the magic where they're pulling flaming swords out of people's bodies and shit.
Well, the
So
prince
this,
that was
like,
promised, that was Jon
it
Snow.
was Jon Snow,
Yeah.
but it wasn't, right? So
No, it
like,
was. That's why because he's the one that changed everything. He ended the Targaryen line, pretty much broke it all
but
down.
he
He's
didn't
no
kill the Night King though.
what's her name did?
Yeah,
Yeah, Arya. But it
Arya,
wasn't. It's not all about killing the Night King. That's just like a symptom of the larger thing, which is
yeah,
bringing peace to the land, kind of thing. Saving the world, kind of thing. It's
got you,
all it's
got
all
you,
kind of.
got
But yeah, there's all that the children of the forest, all that stuff. There's no talk about any shows or
I
spin-offs
thought
in that
initially they was
era,
gonna do one of them.
but they well yeah, there was an animated one that they were gonna
Ooh,
do.
that would
That
be
so
dope.
far is scrapped, but yeah, that would have been super good. There's one that they're gonna do about the far, far east, where I guess it's like gonna
Dorn,
be no, that's south. I mean east, like probably where all the Asian people are in this world.
got it.
And so there's a whole world because there was this Asian person in the book, I think that came from a faraway land way out east that no one has ever it's not on any of the maps and shit like that. So it's the far east or whatever. So
They could do the many face god ones. Like
yep.
there's a bunch. Like I would love to see more Jack of the Guard type stuff where you like. I honestly, man, I hate what happened to Game of Thrones because I feel like
Mm,
the two showrunners just decided to mail it in, right? They could have did this for 3 or 4 more seasons.
yeah.
Instead, they because
Because they thought they were
Arya's
gonna get a Star Wars movie.
yeah,
And they
and
didn't.
Arya as a character was a character I truly loved, and I
Yeah.
feel
I
like
wanted to see where she went, man.
yeah, I feel like with the faces and everything, she was meant to be an assassin in a different way, not so much to kill the Night King, but to kill Cersei, to strike revenge on all
Right.
those who did against her.
Right.
And they actually talked about those alternate endings where she took Jamie's face and killed Cersei. Why the fuck didn't we get that? Like, you can't tell me that wasn't a better ending than what we got. And who has a better story than Bran the Broken? Every fucking body. Do not give me that guy as the king. This guy didn't do shit as the three-eyed raven. He could have walked into a dragon. He could have did everything, man. I don't know
Yeah.
what he was doing, but I digress.
That no, you're right. That whole thing was wildly underused. And the thing is that George R. R. Martin ain't finished writing the fucking
He ain't
story.
finished writing it yet.
There's still 2 books to come. And yeah, he's dragging his feet on the last one like ridiculously. But yeah, so those showrunners, they just rushed a fucking quick ending and they just sort of got it all done in less than the normal amount of episodes. Even I was like, damn, y'all gonna end it early and give us less like what the
Right,
fuck, dog? What did we do to hurt you, bro? Like what
right.
like like goddamn.
Like you got
Raw
the
Talk,
best,
what up,
you
man?
got the best part of TV that
Going on,
everybody's ever
gentlemen?
seen, bro. Hey, what's
Yeah,
going on, sir?
All right,
best thing on TV, best show ever made, hands down. Until and they did
right.
not end it right.
Cobra.
Cringer,
Exactly.
you ain't live, bro. Cringer's talking about the 9.9, the CGC stuff in the chat.
Oh,
But yeah, we were talking about that in the beginning of the
scamming.
show. Yeah, the scam, the fucking 9.9
CGC,
bullshit.
man, they took a disadvantage and turned it into a sheer advantage for their company.
Talk about
Yeah.
it, bro. Talk about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so people were cracking open and doing all these crazy weird things and trying to get
Right.
higher I guess, or trying to scam people into thinking that they got a real graded book. So CGC decides, hey, we're going to change the system up. We're going to allow 9.9s and 10s now. So these guys who are money hungry, what they do, I got an 8.5. I got a 9.5. I think I can get that 9.9. But it's at a cost. They're not going to give it to you free.
Nah,
You got to pay for all that.
you gotta pay the piper, bro.
Yeah, and all them 9.8s that used to be the best grade, now you got to get them reslabbed as 9.9s.
Yeah.
Or you got no value. Now they don't have the value they used to have because
Exactly.
the 9.8 used to be the fucking cream of the crop.
And then
Yo, how can we see this crystal clear? But so many people are like, oh no, it's not gonna change the paradigm of how 9/8 are seen. 9/8 are gonna still remain valuable.
Not when there's a 9/9. Well, what did
How?
teacher Reese say in Karate Kid? Second place is no place.
Right.
Right.
Period.
Preach, bro.
So it's a thing where people see everybody's wired for greed. Almost everybody's wired for greed. So anything that can get you more money, you're in for it, but not knowing that it's going to cost you in the back end anyway. So let's take a guy who got like 1,000. Well, let's say 50 good slabs of real quality comic books at a 9.5. If he got the money, he'll risk it. But then there's also the risk where that 9.5 turns into a 9.0 or something.
Right. It goes down. So you got a 9.6 and you hungry for a 9.8 or a 9.9, it goes down to a 9.2, 9.0.
Exactly, because maybe you scored the comic wrong and the pages got a little yellower.
Or maybe somebody gave you the wrong grade to begin with, bro. Exactly. And then you also telling me that the goddamn 9.8s can now be 10s. Why didn't you give me my 10 in the beginning, motherfucker?
Exactly.
Because it's a scam.
It's a hustle. It's a hustle. And I think they knew that something like this would happen in the future anyway. So that's why they a lot of companies, they do a lot of mischievous things. You know what I'm saying? And they know, okay, if we cap it at this, later on, we're going to move the pendulum up. We're going to move it up so we can make more money when we're at our downtime. So
but you got 25 years of, here's the gold standard, 9.8s. If you get a 9.9, that's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Right? These things don't exist.
A 10 is an absolute diamond.
Right. You hear about it every now and then. Now you see it every day. And 9.9 is like, and you got a 10.0 Wolverine. All of this shit is crazy, man. But my man is like, yo, my books is going to be great at CBCS. More power to you. But every time I go to sell my CBCS book, I don't want to lose 25% of market value.
Right. Exactly. Because see, the CBCS, that what have you, their 9.9 is actually at 8.5 in the eyes of a person who's normal CGC.
Well, the CBCS grades harder than CGC.
Yeah.
To my knowledge.
It's the
way easier to get that 9.9
recognition. It's that name recognition.
Right. That's what CGC.
Name recognition on CGC is crazy. They're the market leader, right? There's no they have the industry by a chokehold, so much so that $1,000 book for CGC is getting you $750 on CBCS, and people are like, yo, I'm not gonna sell for that price, but at the same time, if the market ain't gonna pay you what you want for your CBCS book, you got to deal with that.
Yeah, or crack that baby open and send it over to.
There you go, right? There you go.
Get that higher value.
But when you tell me you got a GSX1, you get this, freaking first X-Men Wolverine, all of this good stuff. You got a giant size X-Men 1. That's a 9.9, bro. 9.9.
You're saying it's damn near perfect.
Shit sold for $180,000. That should be $1 million book, man. It should be something where I'm like, yo, one day I hope to be a super rich dude and get that book. $180,000 is a hard 2 years of work. You good? Yeah. Let me get that book.
But you also know how they doing their grade is based on the quantity in the public. Yeah. So okay, you may have that 10 that's 180 grand, right? You may have that 10, but there's probably 100,000 of those books out there, no matter what condition it is in.
Yeah,
that's how they count it. It doesn't matter the condition. It's just, there's over 101,000 large X-Men giant number 1.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're grading it according to that. Now they're not getting specific.
It's not a scarce book by any means.
Yeah. So they're counting the books and not the quality of each books, because they don't know the quality of certain books that's already out there. They just know it's out there
Well,
because
there's a census, right? There's a
yeah,
census that they have,
yeah,
and most people are like, well, you're not going to see that many 9.9s and not. But if
mhm,
I start to see more 9.8s on that giant size X-Men and 9.9s, it's going that you can't tell me the price. Like, we already seen that there was a seismic shift in terms of the price, right?
yeah,
Because I sold a giant size X-Men a 3.0 for $2,500.
okay,
Today, you can get almost a 7.0 for $3,000, right?
mhm,
It's crazy how the prices have gone down, but you can't tell me that a 9.9 being in the giant size X-Men is not going to push the 9.8 prices down
exactly.
when they know that you can get something more higher grade. There's somebody has great stock of these books because they're not rare. No book is rare like that unless you're talking golden age, early silver books where they were beat to shit and they were, thrown in, the fire to make other shit, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. Because I know, man. Like my brother, he's like, yo, we went to this comic show in Westchester this past weekend, and Larry Hama was there. So we got a lot of
Yo,
comics signed by Larry Hama. You know what I mean? So he was like, "Yo, but I'm gonna get this one and that one slabbed." I'm like, "Okay, cool. How much does it cost to get slabbed? Because I'm not slabbing anything. I'll get him from him on a second hand. Like, yo, bro, if you don't want this no more, I'll take it from you.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't getting nothing. I stay with the raw because I like to read every once in a while, or I have an idea and I need to go into that book just to see things. And it's like the idea of encasement is like I can't touch, I can't read, I don't like it. You know what I mean? I can
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
understand.
if you're not selling them, there's no reason for it.
Yeah, that's what
Except
that
to
that was.
preserve something like an AF-15. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Yeah, or a super book like that,
Yeah.
maybe.
yeah, I mean, I can understand. Okay, this is the rarest book in the world. You
Right.
want it protected for historical reasons, but if you got 50 other guys with the same book, what's the
What's
historical?
the what's the historic reason, right?
You know what I'm saying?
It now becomes a money grab.
Yeah.
It's
So
just for
I'm like,
selling,
okay.
flipping.
And then with all these variants and covers now, along with the signature, because now they do signatures too.
You got
So it's like,
signature
yeah,
series, you got variants.
yeah. You just
It's
pay an extra what $50, $60 to authenticate a signature all in one with the grade. Okay, yeah. Boom. I
look,
want to
sooner or later, every
Back in the
model.
day, a signature used to be a
Yeah,
bad grade. Like, oh, that's damaged. They wrote
yep,
on the cover.
yep. Sooner or later, most of these modern books are gonna be 9.9s, right? Because nobody's really getting 9.8s back on their modern books.
nope.
It's gonna be like, yo, I don't want that 9.8. I want only 9.9s now.
Yeah. But then and here's the other thing. It's all perceived value because these are modern books. It's not like we haven't seen these heroes before. It's the artist, it's the celebrity of the certain artist.
Right.
So if a certain artist has a heavy celebrity behind them and he's a fan favorite or what have you,
Clayton Crane.
you know what I'm saying?
Dave Stevens right now.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, we're gonna ride that wave. We're gonna get these slabs. We're gonna get the ratio comics. We're gonna do all of that.
Shout out to
You
John
know,
Jang.
yeah,
That's
see,
the
there you
homie.
go. My brother got
Jang.
all of his GI Joe comics,
Yep.
Yeah.
and he's soon to be at a spot in Connecticut soon doing a show. And my brother's like, yo, I think I might have to go up there so he can sign some of his
Yeah,
joints.
yeah. Jang is real deal, man. He did
That's
Yeah,
that.
my
heavy.
favorite.
He did a crazy something that's killing the children just now, too, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I love his
He's
trans.
gonna be at Terrificon in
I need to get him back on the
Yeah,
show
terrific.
again.
There you go. Hmm?
I need to get him back on the show again, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on Blank Cover Battles to be one of my judges too.
Hell yeah.
Just a
Hell yeah.
busy
Yeah,
dude during
he's
con
a good dude.
season.
Yeah, man, and this is the season. So a lot of guys are out there. They got their books. The CGC's ready to rake in the money. It's crazy.
Listen. The minute that was it BlackRock or whoever took over CGC.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the blob. Goodness.
Blob.
the minute BlackRock took over CGC, and it was like, yo, it's got to be about the profit now because shareholders need that money. They need that value. So these are the types of changes that come down the line. Like you said, man, people had the crazy scandal and they put that shit to bed quick. You know what? It didn't do anything to their share of the market that you had motherfuckers switching out books, giving people 9.8 grades for a 6.0 book and selling it, that way, like in a case that says 9.8. You didn't get no. They're like, we're suing these guys internally or whatever. We're suing them, but they didn't take a hit at all. And then they just like, yo, we gonna, you know what? People want 9.9s. We're gonna give them 9.9s.
Yeah. And then the guys who are worried that they got some subpar book, they're like, yo, I gotta worry about the real value of this book. But then you gotta, it's like a weird dichotomy in a sense where I really can't crack this open to see if this is truly a real book. I gotta trust that this encased book is the book, even with the what you call it, the jewel, the rare jewel. I forget the
Mark Jewelers.
Mark Jewelers, yeah. You gotta hope and pray that it's that. But who's gonna know if you
never cracking that book?
Nobody's opening shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But can they really crack them and put them back together without you being able to tell though?
No.
I don't think
Once
so.
you crack them, they cracked.
They
cracked. I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. So I mean you don't really have to worry about that too much because CGC got standards. They're not gonna grade it without the Mark Jeweler or say it's in there.
The guy was switching books out. So you might have
a guy in CGC.
Yeah, internally. That was part of the scandal.
I missed that part. My bad. Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
So they was swapping books out, and the labels were all fucked up.
Yeah. And then I mean, you even got if you're a novice at it, or you're just getting in, where a lot of people during the pandemic was getting into collecting things. They ain't had nothing to do. They're like, oh, what's the value in this and that? Things shot up.
Right.
But scammers shot up too.
So scammers are gonna scam, bro.
Yo, scammers was going
with his money, it's going to it's going to be got. People are going to get got, man. Whether it's Funkos, Pokemon, anything you collect. Look at half of the joints from on eBay. Shit is coming from China. They got like reproduced whole comics that you like, how is this comic so pristine? It's like a goddamn reproduction. Whole thing.
Yeah.
Scammers are gonna scam, bro. But we were just talking before you hopped on. The same way you saying dudes are switching out books for lower books. CGC is still grading books that are lower at higher grades. They graded like a 7.0, a 9.8. So it don't even matter. Yeah. I do weekly auctions and shit. I once had a guy on my show get so pissed off, right? He received a 9.8 from a seller, and he was like, yo,
from a seller on your show?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was like, I want my money back. And we're like, yo, what's wrong with you? He was like, yo, this book ain't a real 9.8. Why you sell it to me? And he was like, look, it got damage on it. But we like, yo, it's encased.
Right.
It's a 9.8.
Right.
There's
it
nothing.
Don't matter what you see inside.
Don't matter what you see. I'm like, that book is gonna sell on any market unless it says it's not like white pages. It might be off color. That might change the price, but it's a 9.8. Dude was like, nah, give me my money back. This shit ain't a real book. Yo, so you got some people like that who are really like, yo, this book ain't legit. I want my money back.
Yeah.
Now with the new grades, that's what they're gonna be doing.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. It's crazy that,
bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, bro. I just think there's a lot of people just getting out of the slab game because they the writing's on the wall at the end of the day. Yeah, you can say, oh yeah, we're gonna still be selling, but at the end of the day, people are gonna be like sick of it. People are gonna be like, okay, I send my comics in, I gotta wait weeks. Sometimes they get their comics back damaged.
Oh yeah.
Like, so if I got a nice Tales to Astonish #1 nice condition. My great grandfather gave it to me, or whoever, you know what I'm saying, and kept it nice in between the picture book in the family album.
Right.
Nice. And then I sent it to CGC and they been the end of it, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna give
Whoa.
you this grade, but I gave it to you in the greatest condition, packed it and shipped it in a bulletproof box, and it comes to me damaged.
Damn, dog.
Sometimes they lose your shit, yo.
Yeah,
And,
that's that
guess what?
bullshit, bro.
They give
Now-
you the value that you wrote on the goddamn paperwork. So if you
That's
try to
fucked
get in
up.
a tier, if you try to get in a lower tier, like yo, I don't want to pay for this, this golden age book tier. I put it on like modern tier.
Right,
They
right.
giving
Which
you a
is
modern,
normal.
yeah, they trying to pay you modern, but I gave you a true crimes, pre-horror code, pristine. This was a 7.0. That's a $2,000 book. They're like, well, we'll give you.
They don't give a
$600.
fuck.
Yep.
See, I caution a lot of guys to do this. Before you send in that shit to them, record you packing it, go through everything. If this is a real book you have to have graded,
Right.
record everything live for
Might as well.
on your camera, record each page, boom, boom,
Yep.
front, back.
Might as
This
well.
is how I'm packing it. This is how I'm even going to the post office. I'm shipping this shit out.
Yeah,
Putting
I've done that
insurance on
shit.
this
I've done that
motherfucker.
shit.
Yep.
I've done that shit.
Because
Like at
if
the
they
post
fuck you
office,
over,
like,
you
yeah.
can sue them in court. Because like I said, if you had a Tales to Astonish #1 or what have you, and they fuck it up, and you know the value at a certain point. See, now they control the value. So you're like, I want to sue you for $200,000. Oh no, but if we were to value it, it actually would have been
Right.
98,000. So who still has the upper hand? They do, right?
They do. Exactly, bro. That's how they control. See, the problem I have is that when you have a company that can just change their policies and how they do things, there's not like a third party that's regulating shit, right? There's not like a ABX that kind of monitors how CGC and CBCX and PGX does their grading standards. Each of these companies grade how they want to do. It's all subjective. Now it's supposed to be like, oh, here's our grading standards, but it's their grading standards. And when they decide to say, well, now we're going to allow up to 3 imperfections on a 9.8, when 2 years ago you couldn't have but maybe 1 or a little ding on a 9.8, like it don't. How do you how do you swing that pendulum, that paradigm shift like that within a two? Like if you told me over a 30-year span that started to happen, sure, but it's night and day right now, and they are the gatekeepers. Like there's no third party that's regulating them. True. So they control how they're going to get this product.
And then also, if you look at it, they're preying on the hopefuls. Those people that's like, I hope this is a 9.8.
I hope it is.
But once you send it in and you pay to send it in, hey, you can't get your
one hand and
grading it, homie.
But so, that's also why they got so many people paying the money to do the pre-screens, right? Yep. You would do the 9.8 pre-screens, send $25 in. Maybe 15 of them were 9.8. You pay for that, you just pay for the books that they send you back the other books that weren't qualified. You pay like a small fee for that.
Yeah.
Now they up the game. We're gonna do it for the 9.9s, bro. Where'd that come from? 9.9s with unicorns. You should not be doing that.
Exactly.
If you got a 9.9 pre-screen, that means that people can get 9.9s too easy. And with the amount of books that are submitted on any given year, like the proliferation of grading books and the amount of grading has gone through the roof. And for you to tell me that you are now pre-screening 9.9s, that means the number of 9.9s are going to go through the roof.
Then again, it may not. It may be only the big accounts that deal with them.
And that's where I'm afraid of scams, right? Because that's a scam right there.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
Because
if you get let's say a Midtown Comics in Manhattan,
yep,
big account. Oh, yo, we had all these 9.8s. We want to move them to 9.9s. Okay, we'll do that for you. We'll
pay
give you
that
the
money.
9.9s. But
Pay
if
that
I
money.
come in there as
Mhm.
Eric, I come in there. Here's my book. I know it got to be a 9.9 since it's already got a 9.8. Nah, sir, it's still a 9.8
Exactly.
because I don't have the clout nor the history with them as a business.
They don't. Yeah, it's the money that is gonna come behind it
Yeah.
ain't there.
So,
But
yo,
what's the damage to the comic community? That's my question. Like we talking about it like, yo, the CGC is they wow. What's the damage short term and long term by them doing this practice? Because like you said, most people don't see like by me doing this, it's gonna cost me money in the long run. What is the damage that they're doing to the community by doing it? Because somebody's getting hurt. Somebody's getting hurt.
every
People are gonna get fucked. That's all.
everybody's getting fucked because you think about it. You got the slab guys, and then you got the raw guys. They got to change their prices now because they feel okay. Now I'm gonna get more because you're gonna press this anyway, so you're gonna get a 9.9 out of this. This is what they're
Mm,
thinking. So if he's
mm.
gonna get a 9.9 out of this, I gotta up my price on this book. It's gonna work the
Imagine
same
that.
like that.
Imagine that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
could
the
never sit at a show and say, guys, this shit right here, buy this. This is a 9.9. Oh my God. Imagine those words coming out my mouth on a raw book.
Mm. Jesus.
because
That's
you go to
crazy.
these comic cons, these comic shows, local or the big ones. These guys that are selling they're selling raws like they're already graded because they said,
Oh
"Well,
yeah.
I put it through my own little grading system and
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
history
that's
with
your
it.
grading
I
system.
know how to grade.
All
You
right,
know how to grade, but your shit, you ain't got an official stamp. You ain't got this to where I can sell it on the market at
bitch. If you're not using the CGC's checklist, I don't give a fuck.
Right. If CGC ain't gonna put their stamp on it, it don't matter. You could tell me what it is all day, but
Mhm.
if you can't guarantee through walkthrough that that's gonna give me that grade,
Those graders got a checklist. They got a list of shit that they look for. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They check it
right?
all off. They this is the. If you don't have that list that CGC is using, then your grade is not up to standard because
Exactly.
we are all looking for what the CGC is gonna say. I don't care if CBCS is the better grading company because it is. It absolutely is.
Mhm.
But it doesn't matter. No one cares. The
Don't
people
matter.
is fucking stupid. They want the name, and that's all they
They
want.
want
So,
the money.
Yeah.
and that money
And
is behind that name.
yeah, and then you got the all these local comic shops. They're up in the ante now. They're like, look, man, they got to make their money, so they're gonna make it no matter what. They
Mhm.
gonna have to do what they have to do. They got pressing. Everybody's pressing shit before they even, they get a collection. They buy a collection. They're sending it to pressing place. People that press the books up.
Oh
So
yeah,
they just sell it in their
you get
store.
less
Say, hey,
raws at the comic shops than ever now.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
actually just hunt for collections now.
Mm.
I can't even go to the comic shops as much because being in what I do, like selling comics, now when I go into the comic book store and I look at the wall and I'm like, well, first of all, the prices have gone down. Why are your prices still killing me, right? But then
Mhm.
second of all, I'm like, yo, your prices are like on a book that would sell on my show for $75, they got the price at $200,
Yeah,
right?
that
And
bullshit.
I'm like, God damn, like what is your markup? Like and who's buying like I used to
Who's
be
getting all
like
that profit?
I'm like I used to be on this wall, like, yo, I'm buying this book. I want this book. And I would wait for a sale, and guess what? It'd be a 30% off sale. And I'm like, yo, the 30% is still double the price of what the book is going for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yo, so the stores they're not bringing their price down at all. They're like, we're gonna weather the storm of this regulation. You're gonna buy a $600 book that's a $300 book regardless if you want it. The
Yeah.
price is what I price it at. I'm like, oh
And
shit.
then, yeah, and then they preying on the newbies too. who's
Oh yeah.
on the wave, because you hear a lot about the wave. The wave, yeah, the comics are back in now, and everybody getting on the wave. You can make money off it now again.
Oh
So
shit.
that
You the
movie coming in,
Superman's gotta have your death to Superman.
that Devin Superman, man. They
Hey.
gotta have all that, all that.
Can we talk about Miles though? Can we talk about where it is
All right,
versus
hold
where
on.
it
I'll
was?
be right back. It's funny that you brought up Miles. Hold on.
Yeah.
You
I
talking
mean,
about? Wait.
not the hip hop cover. The hip hop cover gonna live in infamy forever. That's gonna be best.
Oh, okay.
I don't even want to. We can't blasphemy on
Are
the
we
Nas.
talking
Oh,
about?
I thought you was talking about what Miles is doing right now in the
Oh, with
comics.
the blood hunt, with the blood
Oh,
hunt.
the blood hunt. Yeah, they
Yeah.
talking out with the blood hunt.
Now we talking that ultimate fallout, man. That
This
But
right
that
here.
ultimate fallout, that ultimate fallout. Let me see.
is having a goddamn
Resurgence or what? Because
no.
I remember it fell, it crashed.
It's going. It's still going
Oh,
down.
man.
Still going down.
Like
Why you think that
literally,
is? Why you think that is? Because that was a hot book.
the problem to me is that the value of the book got so high to where people was like, "Yo, this is a modern blue chip."
Right.
You talking about $40,000 that the goddamn Jurvečević was selling for, the one in
It got up to
25,
40,000.
40 grand, bro.
Yeah.
The last sell was 9,000. Just recently, a book
I remember
sold
when it was 900.
9,000, bro. And what's happening is these books are not they're not scarce. That's the problem. Like
They're not.
yo,
They're not that
you
rare, bro. That's
have
crazy shit.
you have so many copies that are ungraded that the everyone saw the prices and flooded the market. Everyone got UF4 graded. So now there's so many 9.8s, so many great. Even that Marvel Tales right there.
This is just the tales.
Yeah, that Marvel Tales is still worth money, bro. That's a great book to have.
Then
But
I have the Dazzler, of course, that went up.
oh yeah, hopefully she's in the movie, right?
Right,
but you need Miles to now show up in that goddamn movie.
Then I got these two, the
man, I had to sell my shit.
Newsy.
Yeah, and the
Hell
news.
yeah.
Then I went. I have this. This went down.
Yeah. I think I have that.
Then then it was this.
Oh, there
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
you know I got that
There we
right
go.
there. Yeah, so it's like, but I'm focused on G.I. Joe. So these things are like, all right, what I'm going to get at my local comics. So I'm making a deal with my guy. I'm like, yo, you got a lot of G.I. Joe shit here. I need to get that.
Yeah, but is the comic store going to give you the right value?
Well, the comic store I deal with, I knew the family for years.
Okay. That's
so they're not gonna, they'll give me more than actually what those are worth, and what I want in trade.
Yeah. That's a different story. If you grew up with them dudes,
yeah.
Because I used to work for a comic book store, and I'm telling you, man, like the I would see people bring in collections, and I'd just be like, yo, I'll be back behind the scenes, just like, yo,
about to get raped.
20% of the value of those, like bringing in like X-Men from like 100 all the way up to 200, and they're like, yeah, we'll give you $250 for all of this. And
because people that they just had them books from hell of a time ago, they're not really in the culture. They think, oh, I'm gonna go to a comic book store and cash in. It's not where you fucking sell your collection, my man.
No.
Not go to the comic shop to sell your comics.
I sold a tight collection on Facebook Marketplace. Guy,
you go online and you just post.
Yeah, and guy from Long Island came to my house. Bought
eBay is a good way to go.
You know what I'm
eBay,
saying?
all of that. Yeah. But when you go to the comic book store, man, like they gotta make a profit. Like, and I'm not mad at them.
It's like a pawn shop.
Yeah. I just think that you got to do better than 20% for people, man. Like to the point where
50% is good enough.
Yeah, if you give somebody 40%, or 50 if they want store credit, I'm
Yeah,
fine with
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. But when
That,
you say
that works.
20%, and you know, in that collection, you just got the X-Men 101, you got the 129, you got all of these X-Men keys that you got. Basically, they gave you a long box of comics. Everything worked out to about $1 for you. $1 a comic. You about to put
God damn.
$500 on that one, 300 on the next one, because you're gonna inflate your prices anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, to see what was going on. Now, I'm not saying every comic shop is like that, and I'm not trying to besmirch all comic shops, but some of them
No.
do that shit, man, and it's unreal.
And no, and it's not that they're doing anything wrong. It's like you said, they got to make a profit. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't take your books to the comic, they're gonna rip you off. I'm saying that's not the best way to flip your, to make your money, because they have to make a profit. So you want to sell
Exactly.
it directly to the collector, the guy they're selling it to.
Yeah.
That's who you want to buy your
Exactly.
books.
And then,
Message.
That's all I'm
and then,
saying.
and then also
Message.
you want to take and go before you sell your collection. Go through the books. Make sure there's certain keys that you know that you can sell off yourself to get the maximum price you
Well,
want
that's the
out of that.
problem. A lot of people who find books in their attic and shit,
They have no idea what
they
it is.
want them gone. They
Yeah,
don't
they don't
know
know what keys are.
exactly.
Yeah.
Man, I got so pissed, on an online transaction because you tell me if I'm wrong, right? There's an online transaction. You post this book. You post a couple books. You got Submariner 8.
Ooh,
You
okay.
got that Thing versus Submariner fight. You got a X-Men 27, like a first Banshee, and you got a X-Men 63 or something like that, right? And
Mhm.
they looking in good shape, right? But guess what? All of these have been reprinted by JC Penney.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here like, yo, okay. These are some great looking books. The price on the books are going just under eBay price. They're not going for like $10 or nothing where they would be JC Penney.
Mhm.
And nothing about the listing says these are reprints or these are facsimiles.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Wow.
yo, I get the books and I'm
He was
like,
trying to
okay,
rip.
right? I'm like, yo, this shit right here, all three of them, JC Penney, reprint. I'm like,
What
oh, you
the
gotta
fuck?
be kidding me. So I
Yeah.
called my man. He's like, yeah, well, you know how the auction goes. It says you buy as is.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, bro, you gotta put facsimile or reprint on
Yeah.
the goddamn sell, man. You can't
That's
sell me
false
a book
advertising,
because that shit right there is misleading and false advertisement, man. I
which
was
is
like, if I
illegal.
if I did that and somebody came back to me, I'm giving them their money back. Or at
Yeah.
least I'm working out a deal where I say, you know what? I know my business says we don't really give a refund, but let's go 50-50 on this. You don't have to send this back. I give you half your money back. Will that work for you? I'm gonna work something out for you.
Yeah.
My man is like, nah, you buy as is. I'm like, bro, we talking online and you ain't advertised right.
Mm.
You killing me right now.
Yeah.
Killing me.
So definitely, that's crazy game out there, man, and everything. But it's when we're dealing with like nostalgia and anything like that, man. People try to take advantage of people's emotions and that, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah.
try
Man.
to
So,
try to.
so are you collecting the new GI Joe run?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That the whole
What's your favorite read so far? Is Destro good?
Destro's dope. Destro's dope. My favorite was Duke. Duke was
Okay.
the best. That was a great
I
read.
do like Scarlet. Scarlet.
Scarlet's tough.
Scarlet's a good
Scarlet's
read,
good.
yo.
Yeah, Scarlet's tough. That
Scarlet's good.
that book came out today. I gotta pick that shit up on Friday.
Hell yeah. I like Cobra
I missed
Commander
going to
though.
the comic shop today.
Yo, Cobra Commanders shocked me, man. I like the way it's done.
Yeah,
I did, man. I loved all of them. I can't
yeah.
really pick a favorite, honestly, but I can't wait for the GI Joe,
The
the
whole
GI Joe one.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah.
GI Joe
edition.
#1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some people were getting upset about it.
Is
I'm
the
like,
GI
look,
Joe part of Energon or
yeah,
just
yeah.
separate?
now
It's
the
an
new
Energon
GI Joe,
GI Joe.
the Energon version,
There's a
that's
Hummer,
coming out
there's a
in
GI
November.
Joe continuity main one,
Yeah.
but then there's gonna be an Energon ongoing GI Joe because all these Energon's been miniseries,
Right.
but it's gonna be an ongoing GI Joe for
Okay.
Energon. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
because the one that they have running, that's a continuation of Hama.
Right.
From Marvel to
301.
IDW to now Skybound. That's all
Yeah.
Hama.
That's all Hama. Got you.
That's all Hama.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. Well, gents, yo, it's been a blast. I gotta walk
Yeah,
this
man.
dog, yo, before she destroy me. Yo,
No doubt. Be
I,
easy, sir.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the chat on the the 9-9. I say it's a
Hey,
scam, yo.
thank you, man.
Y'all chat. Let us know what y'all think of that 9-9, man. The future of comics, where we are today versus 2 years from now. I think we're gonna be in a different place, y'all, if we don't put some checks and regulations, yo.
Well, tell them where to meet us tomorrow because we're gonna be chopping it up.
Yo, so it's actually gonna be Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Sunday night at 7. Come through. We're gonna do town hall for the comic community. We want y'all to come through and talk about the 9-9s. Is the proliferation of the 9-9 a scary thing right now, or we just kind of like we too hyped up right now? We need to take a step back. There really is no concern. We're gonna have people talking about it on both sides, and we want to see what the community thinks, man, because I think it's an alarm at the gate, man. Like, we've been having this conversation Sunday night, 7 p.m. Come to the cookie shop.
What's the you tell them?
Sands Group Collectibles.
Sands Group.
Sands Group Collectibles. Come on through, y'all.
Word.
Chief Reno. What's your name again, big dog?
Raw Talk, but you call me E.
E, pleasure to meet you, man. You guys are always welcome
Same here, man.
on the cookie shop, bro. Appreciate y'all.
Of course.
I holla.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Word. Sands Group Collectibles. I'm on it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hang on, man. What's going on with Stu Dog, man? He hold on. Oh. All right. Nah, he handling some
well with him,
business.
and the fan. Everybody.
Say what?
Hope all is well with him and the
Oh
fan.
yeah. He good. Everything good.
Cool.
Yeah, he chilling. But yeah, man. Before we dip, man, let me see. Oh, okay. Hold on. Who just Cringer hopped on? Say Cringer hopped on. Hold on, let me set the thing up before he can be seen.
Yes, sir.
Bop.
What's up, brother? What's going on, man?
Much up, man. Y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
I heard. Yeah. Doing all right, man. Y'all all right?
Yeah, dog.
Everybody's good, man. Can't complain.
Right. A little tired, you know what I'm saying? I took a power nap, a mid-40s power nap.
We at that age.
Hell yeah. Ain't no joke, man. They wear me out every week, man.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And then, I'm coming over having shingles too, so.
Oh,
damn.
Ew. Get better, bro. For
real,
real,
man.
Serious business there.
I got the day off tomorrow, so that's why I'm chilling.
There you go.
That's why we still live at 9 o'clock. We've been on for a couple hours, chopping it up. We started talking about the 9.9 CGC scam, and then got into the House of the Dragon episode 3 and Acolyte episode 6. I wrote 7 on the screen by accident, but yeah, man, we back to talking about the comics and whatnot.
Oh yeah, man. I just got back into it myself. I mean, I never really left in my heart and my mind, but I guess in my collection wise, I was kind of asinine with what I did, because I got rid of all the keys. And I should have just got rid of all the just back filler books, but I'm trying to slowly get some or a lot of what I had before back. I mean, I got quite a few, and I got some damn good deals with the local Joe Fest 2024 that we just had.
Yeah,
I come down. I was telling Raw about it, man. I got like I don't even know what to do with smoking on, but decided to have a really minty copy, a crispy copy of the first Sinister. He had like 50 on it, and I got it for 40. I was just like white pages too. I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and snatch that up real quick.
Mm.
And then of
Good
course,
deal.
I'd already got the first Cable, and I was looking for the first Rama Tut, and nobody had it. Like all the vendors. I'm like, y'all ain't got FF19s. Come on, somebody,
Mm.
somebody help
Or
a
I dig
brother
it.
out. You know,
Man.
I was looking for the first Immortus. I found a like y'all. I've heard people talking about like beater copies. It was it been loved on, man.
Mm.
You know, it had really bad marble chip, and if I had to throw a grade on it, it'd probably be like a 3.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, man, I'm gonna have to walk away from that. I mean, I could have got it just for the sake of saying I got it, but I'd rather wait, get a little bit better copy. You know, at
Yeah.
least a 5.5 at least.
Mm-hmm.
But that Rama Tut, that's what I really want. I mean, we got a long time before X-Men 97 season 2. So, uh, you know, I
Yeah.
ain't too worried too much. So
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
gotta.
trying to get, you know, I'm just trying to get book. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to get
no. I'm sorry.
book. I'm just trying to get books that, you know, before they go up in value even more, you know. I mean, not saying where they're going to get out of reach or anything. Just depends on the book
Mm.
and the appearance. But I'm just trying to get them before, you know, where I ain't got to spend all that extra money.
Yeah. True. 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 Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, when I went to the show this past weekend, seen Larry Hama, and then I got a nice Grams cracker
Oh yeah.
GI Joe. What is it? Elite something. I forget the number, but I got it from Very Gary. You know what I'm saying?
Oh what? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
checked out some of his stuff.
yeah. He's mad cool, man, and mad reasonable on prices, man. Like I was amazed. I was like, okay, this guy he walks in and talks it when it comes to these comics. He's no joke with it. You know, he has his opinions about a lot of things, like everybody does. But
Right.
when it comes to getting that business done with the comics, I think he's more fairer than a lot of people, man. Like on his prices, like the dude is swift with it.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know the dude. I got the first Jubilee from. I've known the dude before. I met him. I want to say I met him back in 2019, Joe Fest, and we've become really close friends ever since. And even we chopped it up crap ton all 3 days. That we that had the convention this year, and
Yeah.
he come to find out he's a local dude. You know, he's born and raised here where I'm at, and even
Okay.
though he lives in North Cackalack right now, but he does, have family here, but he's got reasonable prices too, man. He's a down to earth dude. You know, those are kind of people and the kind of, community members and vendors that I want to support, because, they make it possible for some of us, that really don't have the means. Like we have money, but we don't have like, y'all were talking about the whole 9.9 bit to kind of chop on what the 9.9 first ever copy of what was it 1975's giant size X-Men.
Yeah.
uh that that I was like, what? I was like 9.9. I'm like, damn, what did they keep that thing in? Like some like how did it how somebody took very good deep care of that book. Like, I mean, people don't understand, that's 1975, bro. That's before I was born. So that's almost 50 years old. That book's almost 50
Yeah.
years old. And
That's
that's
my
just,
Yeah.
age. That book is my age, 49 years old.
and I
Yeah,
know
man.
Heritage.
Speaking of 50 years old in the 70s, man, we got I want to talk about the new Blood Hunt series that's going on. The rather I say the Blood Hunt event that's spanning Marvel right now, guys. If you haven't checked it out, honestly, it's phenomenal. They're on issue 4 right now. And this right here, this is the new well, this is right here is just Black Panther #1 right here, and this is Black Panther as a vampire, but uh it's dope, man. The Marvel just sort of reshaped the Black Panther lore with this, turning
Mm,
him into the ultimate vampire hunter, and a lot of the source of the Black Panther's power has always been that heart-shaped herb.
Mhm.
And anybody hoping to become the Black Panther and rule over Wakanda, right, has to eat the heart-shaped herb and get the gifts of the vibranium enhanced superhuman powers and
And the goddess Bassett.
Yeah.
yes. And so now they've given the herb some new lore. It has been revealed to play a critical role in fighting against vampires in the new thing, because what they did in Blood Hunt number 4 introduces a new element to the heart-shaped herb by revealing that it fights against the curse aspect of vampirism. Because T'Challa, right, he'd been affected with the curse of the vampire over the course of the Blood Hunt, starting in Black Panther number 1. But by the end of the issue, he's cursed thanks to he's cured rather thanks to the heart-shaped herb. And it's sort of significant in adding to the expanding lore of the heart-shaped herb and all of that in comics, and adding to giving this new feature that allows Black Panther to be involved in more horror stories coming down the line. So it won't just be for this one shot thing, because now this is a new aspect to the heart-shaped herb, which is a main staple of Black Panther. Obviously is going to always be there. And but the in Blood Hunt, Blade is possessed by the first vampire of all, Varney. And Varney forces him into a dope villain run. Like Blade becomes like a evil vampire motherfucker. Yeah, and one of his first acts of villainy was turning the Black Panther into a vampire, basically putting T'Challa under his control as like a right-hand man. And when Blade whenever Blade what do you call it, least expects it, T'Challa lurches at him, and but he sort of, the surprise attack fails, he evades it, and but Blade gives the opportunity to ask how T'Challa broke his control. Like how did he lunge at him? Like how did he, because he's supposed to be under his control, where he's like a slave almost to him, to Blade. And he jumps at him and he's like, yo, how the fuck did you do that? You know what I'm saying? And basically, as Black Panther reveals, the heart-shaped herb had been fighting the vampire infection since Blade turned him, basically bringing Black Panther back to normal as the issue goes on. And beyond giving the user the powers of the Black Panther, which there remains a lot of mystery surrounding the heart-shaped herb, specifically in terms of how it works and what it does to the body, and scientifically. But the new information in this Blood Hunt number 4 adds to the heart-shaped herb's lore significantly, even kind of offering another perk into becoming the next Black Panther, because that's it's a mantle. So as somebody takes on that mantle, now they have this new set of sort of abilities, which work great if you find yourself in the middle of a vampire apocalypse. And the user not only gains super strength, super agility, but they become virtually immune to vampire attacks. And overall, the vampire healing component is a major addition, to the power set of not only the herb, but whoever is Black Panther. And
because maybe they'll use that herb in destroying the vampires, like
yes,
using them like those are the stakes and whatever,
right,
the weapons that they may use.
yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. We don't know. And
That's
one
like
thing that's
wolf's
been
bane to werewolves and stuff like that.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
I seen they're doing a one shot for Werewolf by Night, and then they're doing a Dracula or I guess another Dracula. I guess a Dracula book.
yeah. I got
I
the
seen.
Dracula. It's a Dracula blood hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Dracula's back. He's part of this blood hunt,
yeah,
this whole blood hunt event. But he's actually on the good guys team. He's actually not the bad guy in this one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's kind of weird, right?
It
Blade
Yeah.
is
is
the bad
weird,
guy,
yeah.
but the Dracula, yeah,
Yep.
that'd
Because
be interesting
they
to meet
wanted
up.
the villain to be so powerful that you know that he's like above Dracula type shit. Like, and that's why. But he's Varney. He's supposed to be the first vampire of all time, or
Yeah.
ever in existence in history. And but and there's a lot of spoilers coming up, guys. If you haven't seen this issue, if you're into it, but there's a little more tie-in to the main event than is often the case with these sort of Marvel comic events. This Blood Hunt event is like harkening back to 30-40 years ago in Marvel, with as far as like the stuff that it's actually referencing and shit like that. And it makes a lot more sense if you'd been reading like Black Panther, Blood Hunt spinoff, and looking at the history of the Wakandan vampires and all that shit. They break all that shit down, like the ancient. There's the god. That's it. And like so they get into all of that with the Black Panther spinoff. This one, and you know reading Blade, the Vampire Hunter #5 from 1994, there's a lot of like references and shit, and
Okay.
that's a old 90s joint, and
Yeah,
after,
that's
Okay.
that's gold right there.
exactly. This even goes back further. This is the main vampire. This guy Varney, the first vampire ever, was actually created for Marvel by Steve Perry and Steve Bissett for Bizarre Adventures #33 back in 1982. That's what this shit is. Some old shit.
So they really dug in and really went
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to the science of it. Okay.
I love that.
they
Yeah,
opened the vault, so to speak.
right. And yeah, exactly. And it's like it's a brilliant move, especially when you're doing
Yeah.
a vampire story, because vampires are, they're immortal, they have all this history, and so going way back in ancient time, it really makes them feel it gives it like a
Grounded.
dope a
Yeah,
lore. Yeah,
yeah.
it makes it feel immersive, right? And
Grounded and
grounded in
foundation.
that world. Yeah. I mean, this dude was a witness to the coming of Jesus. Like, this dude is like the ancient being. Like, he's been around forever. And then in the 90s, before the Blade appearance, he popped up in Conan the Barbarian and Doctor Strange.
That's why the Strange book is it's going to be the craziest, because Strange met him already.
Yeah, he's met so many people, man. That's why I really enjoyed Doctor Strange.
Yeah, dog. And like Roy Thomas and J.M. Lofficer wrote a new history in Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme #15 in 1990 as the sire of Dracula, this dude Varney and all that. And that's that right there. That's Conan. Fucking and then we got that Doctor Strange joint.
I know his #1 issue is going through the roof.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
There you go, right there.
Hey, yep.
The
prophecy.
Yes. Wow. And the prophecy, and alongside the Montesi formula, which you use to kill all the vampires or bring them all back again. That's what he's doing right there. And it revealed to have like served in the cult of the Darkholders under the Tulsa Doom. So you see their Darkhold, Tulsa Doom from Conan and all that shit. Like, they're bringing all these elements in and transformed into the vampire by sorcerers of like a cataclysmic Atlantis, and before Atlantis was underwater kind of thing, and like ancient days and shit. And the last surviving vampire before the great cataclysm, and so ruled over all the Earth's vampires and shit. And so while Marvel Comics presents number 66 from 1990s showed us tales of Varney fighting Vikings and shit like that with Thor. That's Varney right there. He says Varney, Lord of Vampires, and
Huh.
he's
This dude
kicking it with
Varney is
Vikings and
heavy.
shit.
Yeah.
He's all over the place, and I never
Yeah,
fucking
he
heard of
is.
him before
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I never heard of him before.
That's wild. Like these guys who did this blood hunt really did their studies, man.
Yeah. They did their
They really-
research,
They
man.
they really
Really
did
did.
it because like to bring everything to a head. Because a lot of people been saying, "Oh, they doing vampires just like DC vampires. They just pulled this out their ass."
No,
Apparently, they didn't.
it's
No,
not.
I mean I like stuff when it's grounded like that. You know,
Hell
it's not just made up. You know, like they just pulled it out of their pocket. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
I'm not saying that kind of stuff's not good. You know, depending on who does it, who writes it. But
yeah,
Yep.
Varney's everywhere. Damn.
That's him right here. That's Varney right there. I am Varney.
Huh.
It's almost like some real life fucking. That's why I said
like a fucking Where's Waldo?
Yeah, exactly. Like you reading the
Or
book, like yo,
or
this is mad
they
creepy.
grounded him in this whole universe, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
everything. He's grounded in everything. It's like he's the unspoken glue.
Kind of got of Nosferatu kind of a feel, you know, because they are making a movie about that. Well, a
Yeah.
movie. But
Yeah, that Nosferatu shit looks dope.
Mm.
Y'all see the trailer?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That shit looks crazy, and I'm so glad they didn't show the his face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, they didn't show the vampire. Good.
Right, right.
Like,
Yeah, leave a little
used
bit
to-
of you know.
Yeah, man. They always ruin movies now, bro. They don't give a fuck
Yeah.
anymore. Back in the day,
Fuck
bro,
no.
they barely tease any fucking information at all.
Yeah, because they want.
Oh
you to
yeah,
see
they
it.
give you a little. They give you a little bit, but nowadays, hell, even a 3 or 4 minute trailer nowadays of fucking just, especially if you're really excited for something, you know, don't watch it.
Mm.
Do not watch it.
Don't watch it. You're gonna be really pissed off.
I'm hoping. Well, I'd seen something a while ago. I don't know how true it'll be, but hopefully they'll have some updates for Marvel Animation come San Diego Comic Con.
Mm.
I mean, I know. I'm cool with where they're at with X-Men '97
Yo.
season 2. So
Hang on, bro. Hang on. Oh, it's fireworks, bro. I thought they were shooting.
oh yeah, they have a lot of that going on. There's
Yeah,
people been
it's-
shooting their guns already, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, normally it's a lot of like automatic weapons and shit going on.
Oh yeah, they be doing that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
AKs. I be hearing AKs go off.
Yep, all of that.
Shit. Not like the New Year's. The New Year's, forget about it.
Oh Lord, yeah, New Year's.
And
Eve.
I'm in Georgia of all places, so
Oh,
they be.
I live down there, man. Shit.
Yep, and I'm in Virginia right now in some rural ass shit too.
You
But
out
it's
in
the
the boonies.
hood, like
Yeah.
it's the hood, but it's in the mid, but
Yeah.
surrounded by nothing but 45 minutes of fucking farm land.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
fucking, it's
Yep.
like an isolated
Well,
island.
that's
and
the
shit.
best place to hunt for comics, man. Especially in a place like that, because you'll run across like a lot of yard sales and these old damn houses and barns and crap, and you'll find some good stuff, man, because they're not near the cities, and
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
Slade Wilson,
there's
you.
Yeah.
You in South Jersey, bro? That's what's up.
who is?
Slade.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, what's up, Slay?
Yeah, Slade Wilson. He down in South Jersey. Yeah, I'm a little bit over and up from that. I'm like you would say
What trailer are you talking about?
Union County,
He might be the Nosferatu, probably.
Oh yeah.
close to what you call it.
Oh, what did you say, bro?
No, I'm saying I'm close to Edison, New Jersey, and then Central Jersey type.
Word.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking Gotham City is in Jersey.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right? Yeah. Atlantic City is Gotham City.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course, you know, I ain't gonna lie to at least for me anyway, my Gotham City is Pinehurst Studios, you feel me?
I dig it. Word.
People be like, "What are you talking about, there?" I'll be like, "Well, just look it up."
Yeah.
Shout out to my dude Michael Keaton, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they did them filming out there.
Yep.
Yep, that's part of it's still there. As far as I can remember, unless they tore it down. But
Word.
Well, damn, y'all, we gotta wrap it up. It's
yeah,
almost 9:30. But yeah, dog, thank you for coming on, man, and kicking it with us.
oh yeah,
Word indeed.
Everybody, as always, welcome and thank y'all for coming through in the
Shout out
chat.
to the Cookie
Played,
Man. To the Cookie
yeah,
Man.
man, and yes, and everybody remember tomorrow or Sunday. I keep saying fucking tomorrow because I'm thinking it's Saturday. We normally do the show on Saturday, but yes, this Sunday. Okay, yeah, man, and it's on. This is the YouTube channel, Sands Group Collectibles. But yeah, check us out. We're gonna have the
oh
big
yeah,
town hall meeting. We're gonna discuss this goddamn
yeah, hell yeah. I'll
CGC
be up.
nonsense,
I'm
man.
down with
For
it.
real.
Yeah, I'll be
So,
up in that shit.
Hell yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of people that really know their shit. A lot of professional dudes in here. So
I'm a
check
collector,
that out.
man.
All right, fam, and y'all be safe, man. Have a good week. We'll see you
Yes,
this
sir. Y'all
weekend.
too. Good
Be
seeing you, Reno.
safe.
Have
Have a
a
happy
happy holiday
4th.
as well.
Yes, sir.
All right,
All right,
Rock,
y'all.
big home.
All right,
Peace.
bro.
Later.